What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? So, let's start off. How's everybody doing today? I mean, just how is everybody doing? Because we got one hell of a show for you guys today. Because we are going to be talking about the entire first season of Andor and giving our final thoughts and feelings about the first season. We will also be giving our prediction on what we think is going to happen in season 2. Plus, as always, we have a fun what if question. We got some news and rumors coming up, and we got the Star Wars out, the fucking impossible quiz. So sit back and relax as we get ready to take you on a journey that is the first season of the Andor show. But first, we got to get to that intro.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Last we will reveal ourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now if you only knew the power of dark.
Here it comes.
Let's go.
You are now to lightsaber radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
All
So,
right.
how's everybody doing today?
I'm tired.
Exhausted.
Dude,
has
it's been a long week. I thought Thanksgiving would have been relaxing. It was not.
Yeah,
Not
no,
relaxing.
it was not.
Yeah, it wasn't really. What's going on, Lenny? What's going on, Star Wars team leader Chris? How you guys doing today? Hey,
So good to see
Lenny,
you.
thanks for coming on the show on Wednesday and helping me out. I appreciate that.
Man, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
Work sucks, okay?
Yeah, I know.
The hospital
That
sucks.
shit sucked yesterday because they rushed me in. We could have done the show yesterday. I was done with work by 10 o'clock. But I was like, fuck, man. I was trying to get my hours because they try to rush you off the clock.
Oh
Because
yeah.
we get paid double and a half time. So, which I'm salary, so it doesn't mean shit to me. But it's the fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, if I'm salary, then I'm trying to get myself out of there fast. Either way, I'm
Well,
getting paid.
I don't want to fuck everybody else over, man. It's fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand that. Like, people got families and shit. You know, they
Yeah.
depend on the extra holiday pay and shit to get all that. Because man, with inflation, they talking about it's gonna cost $500 per meal to cook a meal for fucking Christmas will be $500. So whoever's cooking for the fucking house, for the family, they're gonna spend $500 on fucking making a meal. $500
Christmas?
fucking dollars. It used to be $125. Now it's $500.
I know Thanksgiving went up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving. Well, shit, man, a turkey used to be able to buy a turkey during Thanksgiving for like $10. Now that shit was
Yeah.
like $49. Like, son of a bitch, it's a turkey. I'll kick this
They
fucking turkey
calculated.
in the
I
ass.
think like per person, a plate is like $40-$50 now. When it used
Turn
to
up
be
your
like,
mic, son.
oh yeah. But they calculate it like for like the turkey, the Thanksgiving dinner, it used to be like $20. Now it's like $40-$50.
Yeah. I think it was like, I think last year I spent $12 on the fucking turkey. And we got a good sized turkey for $12. It was like $12. Because they have them on sale. And they got them on sale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then the what is it? The charity that like accepts turkeys and like gives turkeys to homeless people. I don't remember what charity that was, but they were like they didn't get. Usually they knock their goal out of the park every year. They get plenty of turkeys to give to less fortunate families. This year, like nobody.
They were
donate 'cause-
struggling. They were
Yeah, 'cause
struggling
Turkeys
hard.
are so damn expensive.
Yeah, no, we were looking at it. So, like, my sister-in-law, we had a taco bar. That's how bad turkeys got expensive up here. We had a taco luncheon kind of deal. And then we went and saw my brother later on that night and had Thanksgiving dinner. And he's like, everybody better eat all this damn turkey. I didn't pay $65 for nobody to eat.
Yeah.
The ham
Chris
didn't
says,
get expensive, but turkey did. Ham maybe raised up $2. Turkey jumped like $30. I swear. It was
Chris?
I love
Chris
turkey.
said, Garrison, he hopes your wife's okay.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. She is okay now, but Jesus Christ, Wednesday was brutal.
Yeah. I was not too happy with Wednesday either. Between getting home late, I got home late, And then my grandparents flew in, so they wanted to see me. And I'm like, dude, I've been on the road for like 14 hours. I don't want to talk to you people.
Right.
I want to go to bed. I want to put my kids to bed. I want to go to bed. I went to a Chinese buffet that was $35. Shit.
Woo!
Shit, team leader. That sounds like a deal. I feel like Tim Allen's Santa Claus. You just go to Denny's. That's just what you do.
Shit, they said that. They said that on the news that it'll be cheaper to go out for the holidays, for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and go out to a restaurant than it would be to cook at home for your family.
That's
I'm not
crazy.
ready for Christmas. My mother's going to be in town. And I can't stand my mother. I love her, but I can't. I have like a 3-hour minimum with my mom before I have to leave, like, and go do something else. That's just it. I got like 3 hours, and that's if we're consistently with each other for 3 hours. So I'm not ready.
I've never been a big holidays person.
What you
I think
talking
it's
about?
just a gimmick
There's
for
one
fucking
holiday.
companies to make a whole bunch of money because I spend all my damn money on Christmas buying all these damn gifts, and now I got fucking 3 grandkids and one on the way. Now I got to buy more gifts. It's like shit. The fuck, y'all just keep expanding our family.
My grandma looks at Tori and I. She's like, "No more
Great point.
great grandchildren." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "If you have one more, that makes it 20. I'm done." And I'm like, "Oh, damn! I didn't think we
Fuck, Leonard.
both sides of the family just spread out like that."
Okay, so
Fuck,
today
Leonard, why
we're going
didn't
to
you
talk
make
mostly
Thanksgiving for
about.
my family?
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
Like,
No,
made
Leonard,
everything
he goes,
myself
LOL.
from scratch.
Yeah. He's been cooking
Big
still had to
professionally.
buy the
Professionally for 10
ingredients.
years. Man,
You still had
what
to
the
buy
hell?
flour. You still had to buy shit. It still costed money.
Probably
And
not
it's
as
way
much
more.
if you
Flour
bought it.
used to be like you used to be able to get a big ass bag of flour for like 50 cents. Now that's just like $4. Like this fucking shit is crazy.
What, in
Bag
like
of
the
sugar is
1920s?
$10.
Back in
Like,
Kyle's day, you could
Yeah,
get a Whopper
this-
for 5 cents.
Did you hear me? I was like, what, in like 1920? Kyle? Shit. 5 cents? What fucking store are you going to? We need those here.
That shit's everywhere. That shit, it used to be 50 cents. They would be like 50 cents a dollar for a whole bag of fucking flour. Flour was like the cheapest shit you could buy. Sugar was cheap. Like you could get a fucking 10-pound bag of sugar for like $5. Now it's just like $10.99. Like son
Why
of
do
a
you
bitch.
need
we're
10
in
pounds of
fucking war
fucking
now.
sugar?
Cause fuck you make Kool-Aid, you make tea, you got coffee, you got
Kool-Aid?
fucking sugar go faster
I like
than
that he started with
anything.
Kool-Aid, though.
Yeah, the first thing he thinks of when he thinks of sugar is Kool-Aid.
It's Kool-Aid. I ain't even mad at that. Like,
I'm thinking like, I don't know, you need it for like cooking and baking. He's like Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. I ain't even mad, though. Like, that's a little 35 an
you
hour.
put
I'll
sugar, you
cook
put
for
sugar
you.
on cereal. you
$35
put
an hour.
sugar
I'll give you
cooking,
$35 to cook
put
me
fucking
one
sugar
meal.
in everything. Sugar's like the greatest drug on the planet.
He's not
And yes,
wrong, though.
sugar
It
is
a drug.
classified
it's
as
a
a drug.
drug. It's a drug.
Lenny's like, 35 an hour. I'll cook y'all a meal. I'll give you $35 and you cook me one meal. How's that sound? That sounds like a
How
deal.
long is it taking him to cook? I guess Thanksgiving.
You
dinner,
better be
that would
making
take
me like a
while.
good
That would take a
Wagyu
while.
Cooking on
steak.
Thanksgiving. As soon as I got off the
Yeah.
podcast, me and Lenny
Thanksgiving's a
talked
lot.
for like an hour afterwards. We were just bullshitting. And we were just talking. As soon as I got off, I was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning getting shit ready. So my wife could cook for the stuff that I cook. I had to get all the stuff that I cook ready so my wife could get in there and cook the rest of the shit. And I was like, dude, this is bullshit. Like I was up till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez.
And I was like, dude, I don't even like fucking Thanksgiving. I don't like
even like
Thanksgiving. I don't like
Thanksgiving.
Christmas. My favorite holiday is
like-
Halloween.
I like Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday. That's all I get out of Thanksgiving. Because I
Man,
like
hate
supporting
people
the small
driving on
business.
Saturday, on Black Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving, because people just fucking can't drive. Everybody's out. Like everybody and their mom is trying to shop, so you got more traffic than any day of the year. It just
Oh
sucks.
my gosh.
Okay. We getting off topic here. We done got on a tangent.
No, it's
Okay,
a
so
good
today
tangent,
we're
though.
gonna be talking mostly about Andor, this Andor season. But if you watched the show before, you know that we get on tangents just like the one we was on. But we always come back to Star Wars. Plus, as always, we have the what if, we have news and rumors, we got the impossible quiz. But first, we have a tradition here on Lightsaber Radio. Something that we do to get our creative and outrageous juices flowing. Our form of an icebreaker, we call it the Hoth Breaker. And it's a pun to Empire Strikes Back, you know, Hoth. But Garrison is going to give us a crazy scenario, and then we're going to try to give our most outrageous response. And we want everyone in the chat to join in. So everybody that's new to the show, definitely join in. Put in the chat what you guys think. And all the old people, y'all know what to do. So Garrison, let's get to it.
I got you. All right. So in the last episode of Andor, you see the mom. She's like giving a speech after she's dead, right? So she had to record the speech before she died, and like at her funeral, this speech is playing. So if the same thing happened for you, what are you saying in that speech to everybody?
Oh,
you're gonna be dead when they're all watching this. What do you
fuck
put
all
in?
y'all. Y'all should have made sure I stay alive. Y'all should have done better.
You know how
Fuck
much
the
I spent on
doctors.
that goddamn turkey?
Fuck the goddamn government. Fuck pharmaceutical companies for not making better medicine. And kiss my ass, I'm out. That's what I'm saying.
I would.
Don't bury me, please.
No, you're turned into a little freaking square with your name on it.
Yeah, I'd
You're
rather be
cremated
that than
into
I
a
would
block.
be a fucking, like, dude, that's like my worst fear ever is getting buried and then waking the fuck up. Like, just being stuck in that fucking box under the ground. You can't get the fuck out. Like, the fuck that. And I know that's impossible because they rip all your fucking organs out now and shove you full of sawdust and bombing fluid and shit. But fuck that. Burn me
Just
shit.
imagine waking up while they're trying to embalm you.
Oh, that
Like
would
the
be fucking
old boy's
high as shit.
he's about to cut you open to rip your shit out, and you're like, "Whoa! You better back the hell up with that knife."
Then he said, just clone
Just
me off
clone me up,
Palpatine this
Palpatine,
bitch.
bitch.
Hey, the only clone that really made it out kind of good out of all the clones was Boba Fett.
What are you talking
And he
about?
didn't
Rex
do too
made it
good in his
good.
later life. He starts falling apart, so he got to buy like new clone parts and fucking attach to himself and shit. Get him to fucking fix shit.
What are you talking about? Rex made it all the way up until the Battle of freaking Endor. I think Rex had it good.
Nah. I don't know how that happened because
At
the
least
average
Rex stayed true
lifespan
to
of a clone
himself.
was 7 to 10 years, they said, from adult. From once you're done with your whole process, from fully grown, you only had like a 10-year lifespan. So I don't know how all of them fucking Wolf and Rex and McGregor and all them, I don't know how they got to be that old because they're not supposed to live that old. Yeah, well, we don't know what's going on with Omega yet, Lenny, because she's still like a fucking baby. So she's what, like 13 years old, 10 years old, something like that. You know, she's not that
true.
old yet.
Well, speaking of her, I'm actually kind of excited for the next Bad Batch. When's Bad Batch coming out?
June or January 16th, I think, or January 18th, one or two. I can't remember.
So soon. We don't have too much time.
It's pretty soon. So let me look on the thing. It's the 18th.
Dude,
January 18th, 2023 is when it comes out.
if I'm doing one of those videos, I can't decide whether I want to be nice and being like I love my kids, I love my wife, they're the best, or if I want to be brutally honest about every single person, like I fucking hate you. I pretend like I like you, but you're an asshole.
I'm gonna just blame everybody for me dying. Which I guess, I'm kind of doing it now. You know, not making a hologram, but I'm doing like videos for my grandkids and shit. Because I never know when it's like, I guess none of us ever really know when death is coming. But when you find out you have a terminally ill disease, it's kind of like, oh shit, you know? It kind of, so I thought I've been writing like things that I want to say to my grandchildren and shit. And I'm going to do a video for each one of them. And then like,
That's dope.
everybody else, I'm telling them to kiss my ass. No, I joke.
Kiss my ass.
I'm telling my wife to make a dildo, get a dildo shaped on my dick.
Well then,
Always do.
So she can always remember me.
Just have your wife take you to the taxidermist when you die.
Well, I was reading some shit on Facebook, and it was like this dude was talking about death, and he's like, dude, when you die, you know what I'm saying, what really happens is you die, everybody mourns you, and then life goes on. And after a while, you know, you're never really forgotten, but people don't really, you're not a big concern anymore. So, like, make the best of the time while you're here. Because when you die, people are just gonna go on with their lives because they ain't got no choice. It's not like what they gonna stop fucking living just because you're dead. You know,
Exactly.
that's not the way to go. So, like, make the best memories that you can while you're here. Try to do everything you possibly can to live your life to the fullest. Like, even if you're broke, like, just go do shit. A lot of the greatest memories that I have is like taking the dogs for a walk with my kids. Like, we just go fucking take the dogs for a walk, the whole family, and just fucking walk around. We talk about shit and look at shit. Them is like some of the best memories that I have in my life. Just little dumb shit with your kids. Take your kids to the park.
Yeah.
You know, we
Like
all
eating
went to the.
an expensive turkey.
Yeah.
That's what Thanksgiving's about. It's about creating those memories with your kids. I'm just kidding.
Well, you know, it kind of sucks because 2 of my kids ain't here, so it's, you
'Cause
know,
one's in
I don't have
Arizona,
it's
right?
them older memories, and that's what I try to hold on to with my fucking
Right.
memories going to shit. But I try to hold on to that. I try to, you know, hold on to those memories and remember, you know, just the little shit. It's just some little things that really make life worth living. But it's just not the same as, you know, when you're gone, that's all you have is memories. I mean, and that's the cool thing about what we're doing here. And a lot of people don't look at it like this. We're putting our time stamp. This shit'll be, unless fucking something happens and the internet just goes away and all the hard drives are erased and shit, then we're here forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These fuckers will be online for, every episode is going to be online forever. They're never going away unless we delete them or you know, whatever the situation may be, you know, whatever fucking happens in the world, you know, the atomic bomb goes off and fucking destroys all the fucking electronics and shit and all the hard drives. This shit is here forever.
10,000
So, you
years
know-
from now, they're gonna dig up these videos and they're gonna think the human race is fucked up.
Look at these fucking idiots. These guys, oh God, this is how they were back in the day. Shit.
Who the fuck let them out?
Like, they just let anybody go on fucking on things and talk about shit. But nah, that's what I would do. No, I would basically kind of what I'm doing now though. I would like make videos or make a hologram, just, you know, talking. If I'm talking to everybody, give, you know, love to everybody that I had in my life, and then everybody else can kiss my fucking ass. You know? Y'all, and I'm fucking talking shit about doctors, pharmaceutical companies, the government.
Oh yeah.
I'll be just like her. Fuck the empire. You know what I'm saying?
We've been
Fight,
asleep.
goddamn it, fight. Shit. Fight. Because all that shit is unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck the government. Talk about we're free, but we got more laws than everybody else in the world. Like, we have laws, and then each one of the laws have like 5,000 amendments, and then fucking to change it 25,000 times, and all this. Like, dude, we're fucked.
Chris,
You know.
he's like, I'd probably say that I value my dog's life over most of the people in the world who run this world.
Aggressively relaxing. Fuck the empire. I agree.
That name. It's a great name.
Aggressively relaxing said, fuck the empire. Yes, fuck the empire. No, fuck you, man. What are you talking about? I'm part of the empire. I'm a Sith. Fuck that. I'm taking over the entire galaxy. I'm gonna make everybody do what I want.
Real quick, he went
I'll
from
be like
saying fuck the
Anakin.
empire to when he dies, like, I died for the empire.
I'm gonna be buried in my Darth Sway suit. That's how I want to get buried. Put me in that fucking thing, and then
That hot ass suit that you're gonna sweat. You'll be sweating in your fucking afterlife. God, why is it so fucking hot in here?
I was watching this thing, or my son was watching this thing, and I was kind of listening to it. And this dude was talking about fucking, like, they think that they can. They took this kid, right, and they showed him a bunch of pictures and shit of people because they thought they knew who he was in a past life. And this little fucker knew everybody in the pictures. He was like 5. He knew everybody in the picture from his past life. Because they thought they knew who he was. Because this person who died and a person was born at the exact same moment.
Like
And
he
they
was
took the
reincarnated.
kid and they showed him a bunch of pictures. And they showed him all these pictures of people in his past life, like his brothers and sisters, and he knew their names and everything. He was like, oh, that's John, and that's fucking Christine, and that's, this kid has never met any of these people before. That shit was fucking creepy. I'm like, dude, I don't want to come back. Fuck that. One time's enough shit.
Dude, I come back. Please let me come
back
back as like the Prince of England or something.
I don't give a fuck. Life sucks. What are you talking about? Like, dude, our whole life is nothing but a progression of fucking one problem to the next. That's all life is.
Not if you're
All
born
right.
like a super rich kid who doesn't have to worry about shit.
It doesn't matter. Even rich people have to deal with shit. Fuck, look at Donald Trump's fucking
That one
son,
little
and
daddy's
Biden's
money
son and
kid.
shit. They're getting all because their dads just ran for presidency. They're
That's
getting
true,
fucking
that's fair.
scrutinized left and right, and they're rich.
That's
They done
fair.
got everything they wanted in their life. More money, more problems. And you'll find out if you ever get any type of real money, you'll find out that you have relatives that you have never met before.
Oh, I know. Oh,
motherfuckers-
man.
These motherfuckers come out of the damn woodworks.
When I started rodeoing and I started getting decent sized checks from winning, random ass people will be like, "Oh, we got the same last name." Yeah, but like, what side are you on? Like there's
there's fucking 100,000 other people in the United States. What are you talking about?
like it made me laugh. I was like, are you like on this side or are you on this side? Like I named my great grandfather and I'm like, and his brother. I'm like, which side are you on? Because you go back, he's around my age. Oh, I'm on this side. No, you ain't, because you would have been at the family reunion 4 months ago, and I didn't see you there. So try that shit again. Like, don't fucking lie to me.
Yeah,
Just be real about
family comes out of the word worker when you get some money. Everybody's your fucking family then. Like, you mother. So you just got it. So that's the thing. It's just different problems. When you're broke, your problems is fucking you trying to figure out how to pay your bills and fucking take care of, just survive. When you're rich, you're trying to figure out how to get rid of everybody and keep paparazzi off your ass and everybody fucking with you all the time and the IRS trying to fucking take all your money and, you know what I'm saying, all kind
That's
of different
true.
shit.
The
There's
IRS,
just different fucking
that's
problems.
the big one right there.
Because
The IRS is the real empire we should be fighting against.
they, a
You're
lot
not
of people
wrong.
don't understand. The IRS don't look at broke people that much. I mean, fuck, they only audit like fucking 6% of broke people. People that make under $100,000 a year. That's all they get audited by the IRS is like 6%.
Yeah, in the past, how many employees they just added? They're coming after everybody.
So, but they still ain't got. You got to figure that even if they add 148,000 more employees or 48,000 or whatever they're fucking talking about, 84,000. Well, I can't remember the exact number. But the IRS is, they're hiring these people to go. But that's still you got. What is it, 320 million fucking people in the United States or some shit like that?
Yeah, bro, but like how many
They can't
people
fuck
is
with
each person
everybody.
gonna audit?
Even with computers
Like,
and
that's
shit, they can't fuck
exponential.
with. But you know who they do go after? They go after rich fucking people.
Oh yeah.
And they go after their fucking businesses. That's what they really go after. They go after rich people's businesses. Why do you think Donald Trump used to file bankruptcy on one of his businesses every fucking year so he could write it off as a tax write-off? You know what I'm saying? Because I never got that. How can you file bankruptcy on a company and you own 9 companies? Use money off of one of the motherfucking companies to bail yourself out. You know what I'm saying? But every year that fucker used to file bankruptcy on one of his companies. He'll open up a company. And I worked for Ultimate Electronics back in the day. And I worked for Mark Waddles. He's the owner of Ultimate Electronics. He bought out Circuit City and opened up a bunch of Ultimate Electronics. Well, then he turned around and he fucking opened like 100 stores up in a year, then filed bankruptcy. The bankruptcy pays off everything. Then you sell all the product and you just fucking pocket the shit. That motherfucker pocketed like fucking $40 million. And he probably spent 4 opening up all them stores because all you got to do is get the store built. You know what I'm saying? That's 50 grand to get a fucking storefront built. You know what I'm saying? Or take over a building and have them do do the whatever, the renovation and paint the building or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just to set it up because it's like a giant ass warehouse. It's like walking into Best Buy. You can see the fucking beams in the ceilings and everything else. They make that shit as simple as possible and then stack a bunch of products in there. And that's all that he did. And then that fucker, I don't even know how much money he made. I know he made a shit ton because he wasn't worried about playing, 150,000 fucking people's unemployment. That was like, he didn't even care. That motherfucker made so much money. But that's what them rich people do. they do shit like that. They'll open up a bunch of fucking stores and then fucking file bankruptcy, and then the bankruptcy pays off all your product, pays off all your bills, pays off all your product. Then you just sell everything, mark everything down because it's already paid for. So if you make 1 cent off of any product, you're making money. So they just mark down the product, do this big ass going out of business sell all their shit, and just pocket all the money. That's what they do. I seen that shit firsthand. I was like, hell no, this dude just made so much money off of this shit. It was fucking crazy. All right, what would you say, CJ?
What would I say?
Yeah.
Around the same lines that she said, fuck the Empire. See, I just being like watching that and like seeing how inspiring it was. I want to leave something similar, something that would inspire people to stand up against tyranny and all the darkness that we're dealing with such a suppressive empire. They fucking dwindle everything down and then they take what they want. Fight back. Fuck them. Wake the hell up. I want old boy to start the fight though. I wanted to see him Spartan kick. Like he looked like he was gonna be mean. And what did he do? He came out there and he Spartan kicked that old boy right in the chest, and it was awesome. So yeah, something around those lines.
Does anybody else think it's kind of lazy that she didn't bother to say anyone? She's like, I don't want to fight against the Empire until I'm dead and I can't suffer the consequences.
That was true. She was like, but if I was still alive, I would fight. I would wake up fighting. Why didn't you wake up fighting when you back in the day?
What were you doing
when you
this
were
whole
still
time?
alive?
Where were you when we needed you then? Like, it's irrelevant now. You're dead, woman.
She's literally just bringing down all the people who got shot by stormtroopers with her. She's like, I'm going to create a huge riot at my funeral and get other people killed so they'll come with me. No, I'm just playing.
I'm not going alone.
All right. So let's talk about Andor, eh?
Let's do it.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
episode 12. What did you guys think of it? Because I didn't get your numbers down.
Because you wasn't here.
I know. I was just
Neither was CJ. Bombs.
I was
All right.
at work. Leave me alone.
Kyle, what did you think about the last episode?
All right. What I think about the last episode, I thought it was good. I thought there was a lot of good points in it, but I think they should have ended with 11. I think 11 was a way better episode. Other than like the stormtroopers and the fucking like B2 EMO, it just wasn't Star Warsy enough for me. And I figured going out, you bought a lot of Star Wars in 11, and then going out, you should have bought a lot of Star Wars. There just wasn't a lot of, I don't know, it just didn't really, I don't know, it just didn't set right with me. It was a good episode. I enjoyed watching it, but it just was lacking. And I'm like, you should have ended it with 11.
I think 10 was the best episode they had, and then 11 would have been a good ending. 12, I mean, I liked it. It didn't seem as like, because we had some high stakes up in like episode 8, 9, 10, 11, like when stuff was going down, like high stakes. This one, it just felt like, all right, we're back to like not much going on. Like, I don't know, it just didn't have that finale feel that I was looking for. But I still thought it was a good episode. I think the reason we're looking at it so critically is because it was the last episode, and we're expecting like a big Book of Boba Fett finish,
Well, I figured that they would just like, because really, like for us, they didn't leave us on much of a cliffhanger. Anybody that knows anything about Star Wars knows that, what's going to happen.
Cliffhangers.
So they didn't really need to do a big finale at the season. They didn't really even need to do a big cliffhanger. It would have been nice to see that, like leave it where I'm anticipating what's going to happen, but I know he's not going to shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Because we know he's in season 2 and we know he's in Rogue One and he dies in Rogue One. So it doesn't really, like, leaving it at that point with Luthen and him, even after the end clips, where it shows what them things are being made, them little things that they were making in the prison. It's not really a thing. The biggest thing that got me on it, and this is something we talked about on Wednesday, is the last season has happened within a 4-year span. So it's happening between 4 BBY and 1 BBY. And I'm like, how are y'all going to fucking create 12 episodes of shit in season 2 to cover a 4-year span. I thought it was like closer than that. I thought it was like, like all this was happening in like a 6-month period right before Rogue One, but it's like 5 years.
So
And they covered like 3 months of them 5 years.
Cover like 4 years.
Yeah, well, it's 5 years total that it's gonna be covering.
That's
Yeah, because
tough.
it starts off in 5 BBY and then goes 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we got the Battle of Yavin. Rogue One happens in like 1 BBY, and then the Battle of Yavin happens in like 0 BBY or whatever, or it would be whatever, not BBY, whatever it is.
It'd be 0, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be BBY or just 0, because it's not really before the Battle of Yavin. It's kind of like while it's happening. But anyway, they just didn't leave. It didn't leave anything exciting for me to be like waiting to see in season 2, because I know what's going to happen. Now, if you're a new watcher and you've never watched Star Wars ago, you're going to be sitting there thinking like, oh my God, is he going to shoot him? What's going to happen? Because if you're new to Star Wars, you're not going to know too much about the information. Say if Andor was the first Star Wars you got that you've seen. But I think that's very few people. And even if they watch that, by the time they get done, they're going to be like, why did they leave it right there? Because they're going to go and watch Rogue One. They're going to go and watch Star Wars if you started watching Andor. Well, it may, because, some of the Star Wars stuff you might not like, just because you're like, damn, what the hell is this? This isn't Andor. This shit is all goofy and like kid shit, and it's not serious like Andor was. But at the same time, I don't think that it was... Like, there were some parts that I liked in it. There were some things that happened that were exciting. Of course, the audio was great, other than the music, because they changed the music again. But the audio was great. The acting was great on it. There were some really cool scenes. The stormtroopers just killing everybody. That was kind of dope, showing the ruthlessness of the Empire. Like the little Marva scene was good. I don't think they did her speech as good as Luthen's speech, or Luthen's speech. That Luthen's speech was just cause an emotional response. Mava's or Marva's, or however you say her name, but just didn't give you that same response. Her speech was just not that. It was just like, okay, whatever. But overall, I think I'm gonna rate it a 7.5. I think that's what I rated it on Wednesday, at 7.5. 7 or a 7.5, I can't remember. It was somewhere right in there. That's about where I think I rated it at. It wasn't, to me, it just wasn't. It wasn't that. It was entertaining. I liked it. It played into the story, but it just didn't offer much as an appeal. Like, if this was the only Star Wars that, somebody watched, they just clicked on and watched episode 12 of season, they're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, why would I watch the rest of this? That wasn't even that great, And I think coming out of a season, they should have made it where it was just spectacular.
All right. CJ, what do you think?
I liked it. I mean, I didn't like it as much as 11 or 10. It's just like Kyle said. I mean, I agree with him wholeheartedly on that. I liked it. And I agree also with what Kyle said. It wasn't as inspirational as the previous speech that we got in the prison. Like,
yeah, big time.
Andy Serkis's emotion in that role while saying that into the mic wanted you to fight. Like, it made you want to get the hell out of there. Hers was more like stand up. It kind of just, it would have been good if that was like the prelude to Andy Serkis's kind of, his, like, if you had Marva's speech and then you gave us Andy Serkis's speech in the prison, that would have been good. Like, you had a minor speech in the beginning, kind of like stand up against the Empire, and then you had Andy's in the prison, and it was just like rise, like just fucking rise, wreak havoc, destroy everything. Like that was his attitude. And hers was more like, just stand up, say stop it, like leave me alone. Like that's how it came, like that's how it came off. It was inspiring, obviously, because we saw the townspeople that respected her and loved her enough to literally put their life on the fucking line. to
But
fight
that
the
was
Empire.
another thing that I thought that was kind of weird that they did it like that, just for the simple fact of like y'all didn't give enough into the character. Like we didn't know enough about her to be inspired. You know, as
Like,
a
I had to go
viewer,
back and like rewatch things and then read things and like things that if slowly added into like Wikipedia about her and like the slight nods and stuff. Like I've had to read into it to see what kind of person she was. But other than that, like the show didn't give us jack shit on her. We just knew she kidnapped a kid off of a planet and raised him, and then she was nice to the community and that everybody respected her.
True.
Why though? Tell me why.
That's a great
Why did you
point.
respect her?
That's a great point. We knew
Yeah, that's
very little about this.
That's what
woman.
I'm saying. Like that's all you really knew, and then you all of a sudden, oh, she's Cassian's mom. The Empire's gonna have their eyes on her, and then she dies. We got more about the fucking droid that she had than her.
That's true. That's true.
That's all we got. Like, and that's I don't mind it due to the fact that like the story is really about Cassian, and I'd rather it be focused around Cassian and the politics and what everybody's fighting against. Like, I don't mind the side characters getting like an off branch with Ahsoka premiering before season 2. Do you think the Phoenix Crew will play a role?
we'll get to that in a little bit, Chris, when we get into our predictions of season 2.
But CJ, I think you're right. Like we did kind of get more of a relationship with that droid than we did with that mom.
Well, and that's the
I think we
thing.
had
Like,
more of a relationship with the dogs that was running around, whatever them dog things was that was running around.
but and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you gave us more of something to feed off of, that moment would have been more emotional for the viewer. Like, if you would have given us more about her and Cassian together, like her training him or teaching him how to shoot, like giving us more of those moments, I would feel more emotion towards her speaking.
Well, I think that's what made Andy's fucking speech so much better. Is because
you
we
had
like 3 episodes with him, like a lot, and or well, it was 4 episodes, and you know we're sitting here knowing about him, what's going on with his character, how he's just trying to get out. You know, you kind of got more of a relationship with him, and you didn't get that with her. The little parts that they gave was just, you know, they were really small snippets of stuff, and they didn't really show us much.
But
So
no,
then
and that's what I was trying to say is like with Andy, you got the depth, you got the story, you got the fight, you got the reason why he's there, you got the reason why he's working so hard because he has this many days. You have the reason why he's so strict. And then you see how easy it is to get him to realize, like, hey, dude, this is not fucking cool. Like, did you just hear what they did to tier 2? They wiped out a whole 100 people or 400 people or whatever, 1,000 people. Like, that's not good. And you could see the shift in his character. You didn't see shit with Marva. We saw that she wanted Cassian to go. Cool. We saw her slowly die. Cool. We saw her funeral. That's all we fucking got out of that. We had more out of the robot. Fuck, we have more about Mon Mothma's little bitch daughter. I'm sorry, that girl is that straight mean to her mom. Like, if I was Mon Mothma, I would have backhanded the hell out of her. Like, you better fucking respect me. I made you. You came out of me, motherfucker. You better think twice. But you got more about her than you did about Marva, which makes no sense whatsoever. Like, Mon Mothma, cool. But like, what about the person that showed Cassian everything he knows?
Well, we haven't got a whole lot in the series about Mon Mothma, really. I mean, the little stuff that they've shown us, okay, she's like working the thing, she's trying to figure out how to get money together to fund the rebellion. That's basically what we got. You know, we haven't got a whole lot. She's working with Lucien.
But that's more than Marva.
But we haven't got enough to really tell. I think that, and I do think that that's going to be one of the things that we do see a lot more in season 2. We're going to see a lot more of the Mon Mothma story and how she goes. So, but I don't know just of yet. But I agree with you. There's just there wasn't a lot of depth to her in order to give the
Emotional
for me to
reaction.
feel her story or feel her speech. It just didn't give me that. I didn't get no real emotion off of it. I was like, yeah. And then they all started I got more emotion off of when he fucking holding the brick, started beating people with her with the fucking her stone. Like that shit, yeah, fuck them up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Chris ain't wrong either. We got more story about the droid than we did Mon Mothma. That's some real shit too. Like, I get it. It was more about
that on Wednesday we talked about. Do you guys think that the droid B2ME, because you know he gets fucked up. They're dragging him out. Do you think that that's really K2SO? Do you
That would
think
be
that
cool.
they put his memory bank in K2SO to get him to because we don't see him in Rogue One. So it's like it makes sense that, and if you kind of see the way that when he says me and in Rogue One, he says me and Cassian have been together for a long time. Well, we know that's not a few years is not a long time, especially to a droid. So if Cassian and Rogue One and Cassian and K2SO have been together for a long period of time, it's not really that long. Less B2MO or EMO. B2 Emo is
B2
really
Emo.
K2SO.
Hey, you
I don't
leave that
know.
stuttering droid alone. He was adorable.
Yeah, K2SO seems too confident to be.
Well, he went
Like,
from being
they're
this little
pretty
bitty ass droid to being a
That's
fucking
fair.
killing
That's
machine.
fair.
You,
You
know
turned
what
him
I'm
into a
saying?
powerhouse, this man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went from like an assistant coach to the starting quarterback in a matter of seconds. Like you
he went from that assistant coach that the players don't even respect to
he went from like one of Bill Belichick's underlings to Bill Belichick. That's the dramatic shift. Like you have no mercy in the shift here. Like Cassian really didn't think that shit through. Like if Bede lost his mind and got mad at Cassian, he could just kill Cassian. That's just bam, fuck you. I'm tired of you telling me what to do, Cassian. Like you see the anger in Rogue One from him. Like
Yeah, well, shit. You know, they killed Marva. You know what I'm saying? Marva dies. Cassian's put him through shit. He got to constantly play this Imperial droid. He don't even like the Imperials. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, because you got to think
we
you're
are
an
here to
Imperial
rescue
droid.
you. Please do not resist.
You know, you went from being a fucking little robot rolling around just helping people out and talking to people. That little fucker ain't even got arms to being this badass battle droid fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Killer.
huge build,
Straight killer.
strong, smacking people around. All right, CJ, what do you rank the episode 12?
I'm gonna have to give it a 6.5. It wasn't.
Whoa.
It was not okay with me. Like it wasn't enough. Like you had the cool action moments, you had the riot squad, you had old boy kick that guy out of the bell tower. You had some of the moments that are like, yeah, that was fucking dope. But I don't see her speech warranting that much aggression from people. If you had Alan Tunick's character telling people to fight, motherfucker, people would be dead. There'd be bodies everywhere.
There was bodies everywhere, just the wrong bodies. They was getting blasted. When that motherfucker said open fire, boy, they started shooting the shit out of him. Them people. Hey, did y'all like when old girl stabbed that one dude, the little captain dude?
Oh, man.
Because she stuck the shit out of him. He was just looking at her like, oh. She just straight up the rib, right to the bottom of the heart, just twisted it a few times. Took him down. He just sitting there like, and then she just shut the door. It just walked off. I was like, that's dope. You ain't ever seen nobody get stabbed in Star Wars like that before with a knife. Maybe a lightsaber, get an arm cut off, or, you know what I'm saying, get, you know, stabbed with a lightsaber, cut in two. But you ain't ever seen nobody with a knife get stabbed. Just straight gangster prison style, just shanked him.
Getting shanked.
All right. Well, I have all our numbers here of what we ranked all the episodes and what we ranked the show overall. If you want to hear that.
Yeah.
The math behind it. CJ, which one do you think liked the which one of us do you think liked the show the most, and what do you think liked the least?
I think you liked it the most. I think CJ. No.
I think I'm the least.
Yeah, I think CJ.
I've rated 3 episodes at a 6 or less. I don't think I went below a 6.
Some 9s, CJ.
But I also had more 6s than everybody.
Yeah, this last episode was your lowest, actually. You've never gone below a 7.
I thought
on episode 7. You've only had 2 episodes where you've done 6.5. The rest have been higher.
Okay.
So I liked it the most. That wasn't a surprise. Overall, the whole show, if you add all my averages together, I'm at 7.67 for the total. CJ's at
Okay.
7.54. And Kyle's at 7.45.
Wow, Kyle.
I rated it the lowest.
Wow.
Kyle
You had some banger
one,
numbers in yours. You had a 9.5 at one point.
Well, there was a
Me?
couple of the episodes that I just didn't think they were kind of
Kyle was
pointless to
like-
the story.
all over the place. He had like 2 6s and 2 9s. Like,
Because some of those episodes were just pointless. I didn't see the point of adding those episodes. They didn't give much to the story.
right.
So that's why they got rated low. Like, if you don't add to the story, you're not really telling me anything that we don't know already. It's kind of like a waste of time.
Yeah, our favorite episode together was obviously number 10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hands down.
10
was the
I
best.
mean, disregarding these numbers, what would you guys rank the show overall, I guess?
The season overall,
Yeah, the
I'd be
season.
about right where I'm at, about a 7.5
Okay.
overall.
I'm sitting at a 7.5. Like I'd round up and go to 7.5. It was good. It had some things that really was like, we really didn't fucking need that, but thank you. Like, I'm glad we kind of got that, but we didn't really need that. But thank you anyway for giving it to me. But most of it was like, okay. And then other times it was like, yeah, fucking rage. Like it was
Right.
there was a lot of up and downs. I mean,
It was good. Overall, I think it was really good. I think it was one of the best Star Wars we've had in a while, since Mandalorian at least.
Yeah, there was some things that I thought that they could have done better. Me being a Star Wars fan, I want to see Star Wars stuff. Like, you don't have to drown it like they did in Kenobi and
Flipping Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett,
God,
where
they
you just
drowned it in Book of Boba Fett.
Like, Jesus Christ, man! I don't even
They
know if
drowned the
there's so
whole
much Star
family.
Wars in this shit.
Have
I
you,
don't even know
have
that
you
it's
seen
Star
that?
Wars.
Have you seen that meme where it was like Andor now, and then Andor like Dave Filoni directed it?
Yeah, I seen that shit.
It's so funny.
Well, like Book of Boba Fett, they drowned it. Like the whole family drowned in that situation. Like the stormtroopers are holding you down at blaster point. You're just accepting fate. Like this was like, it was nice. I
They just
appreciate
didn't
it.
have enough to me, and I think that I would have rated it a lot higher if they'd have had more Star Wars stuff in there. Like, well, give me some more space battles, give me some more, fighting stormtroopers, give me some more, more droids, more aliens. Give me and you didn't even have to do a lot more, just a little bit more, and I think it would have made it feel more like Star Wars. Like, we had episodes that we didn't even see an alien or a droid in it. You know what I'm saying? Or a stormtrooper or anything like that. Are you sure this is Star Wars? And I think that's where overall it that I kind of like left it at. How you gonna leave when it's your turn to freaking tell
Real shit,
you
though.
where you
He's
would
gotta
place
poop.
it at?
He's
just
probably
gonna
got to
leave?
poop. He's got to poop.
You got poopy pants. Well, overall, so on IMDb.
I had
Oh,
to
here.
pee,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you called me back.
All right.
I think I would actually rate it an 8. I thought it was good. I liked it.
An
It
8?
wasn't like, don't get me wrong, it's not 9 or 10, but I think 8 is pretty solid.
So we're probably at an average about 7.3 overall rating. If you rated it at 8, he did 7.5, and I rated it at 7.5 right in there.
Yeah. So,
So
8
yet
plus
8. So we're at like a 7.75 right in there.
About.
we're at 7.6.
Yeah.
7.67.
So IMDb rated it at a 8.4 out of 10 on 71,000 reviews. That's a lot of fucking reviews.
Yeah.
Shit ton of fucking reviews.
Fuck.
I still
That was a little-
That's a
I
little
guess-
aggressive.
That's also in line with we're a little bit more critical.
And then Rotten Tomatoes, the average tomato meter on it was 93%. And then the average audience score was 84. So say 8.4,
Yeah.
8.5. so I think that with us being a little bit more critical, but I think I would give it that to be right. Now looking at that compared to like Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi was in the 9s and high 8s, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, y'all are tripping. This show was just way better collectively than both of them. And of course, that's why we're not.
No, if you've been watching our show and haven't seen Book of Boba or haven't seen Andor yet, you need to watch it because it's great.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it just had a better story to it. It had a better overall production story. The acting was just phenomenal on it. And you know, I think that if they stay on that path that Tony was on, but just add a little bit more style, find that balance between Star Wars and the more serious storytelling, I think that we will have whoever finds that balance. Because we got John and Dave, they're going to give you more of the Star Wars experience. Their stuff
but
is
with
going to
Book
be
of
way...
Boba Fett, it was almost too much. So
they're going to give you way more of the Star Wars experience. Tony came in and he gave you more of a real world experience overall. And I think that, you know, whoever finds that balance, it gives you the perfect amount of Star Wars at the perfect amount of storytelling and kind of combines the special effects and the effects that we can do nowadays. If they can do that, we're gonna have one of the greatest Star Wars shows ever with a good storyline like Tony did. I mean, it'll blow Star Wars up. And I think really at this point right now, Mandalorian is about right there. I think that's what makes Mandalorian so good because it has that good balance of storytelling towards and a right amount of Star Wars. It's not too overwhelming in Star Wars. And it has a good storytelling. That's the only reason I think Mandalorian right now is a better Star Wars experience than Andor. That's the only reason I think that Mandalorian is a better show than Andor. It's just because it has that good balance. It's not overpowering in Star Wars stuff. You get Star Wars stuff, but it still has a good story to it. Most of the episodes, some of the episodes, but I mean, even in Andor, we had some episodes that were just filler episodes. They didn't offer much to the story, and we got the same thing in Mandalorian. Because it was some of the Mandalorian episodes. I'm like, why the hell are we even having this? Why is this episode even here? Like, what the hell does this have to do with anything? But it's just, you know, they got to fill them spots in. You got to think somebody's trying to write basically a movie and then they're trying to stretch it out into like 9, 10, 12, 15 episodes. And, you know, it's a little bit more difficult than, you know, somebody that's writing something that's going to be 2 hours, 3 hours long. So when you're going into 6, 8, 10 hours, you use a lot of a lot of the footage that you wouldn't use and a lot of the story parts that you wouldn't use. You would cut that out if you were doing a production, a film. But I think I think if we stick on this path that Tony did, because I think he was brilliant other than the last episode. 10, 11 coming out that strong with the Star Wars stuff. We had new aliens, we had space battles, we had just everything that was going on in that episode. I think that we would have been, I think that was a good mixture of stuff. And he led up to that. Instead of having, like I said before, instead of having like Luke coming in or Ahsoka or, you know, some, you know, one of the characters that we were all looking to see as a big reveal, he used Star Wars for the reveal. He just brought some aliens and a space battle and some droids and some stormtroopers and kind of mushed them all into this one episode. And it gave us that full Star Wars experience. Which I think he's brilliant for that. I think that was a brilliant move. Because if you look at like social media, if you look at that's what everybody was saying the same thing. It's a good show, but it just doesn't seem a lot like Star Wars. And it hits you with Star Wars as the reveal instead of, you know, whatever, a character or a, you know, situation. I mean, even like Rogue One, you had Maul, you had Darth Vader popping up, you had, you know, when you look at that movie like that, the story was great. It wasn't too Star Warsy, had a great story, and then but then you had character reveals that kind of boosted Star Wars. You know, instead of letting the story boost it. And Tony did that this time. I just don't see the point of episode 12.
I got you. So I think overall, altogether, my 7.5, 7.6. I still thought it was a good show. I mean, I prefer the little bit more realism to it. So I really like Andor. It's one of my favorites. But like, if you're missing that Star Wars vibe, then Mandalorian probably is your show. So,
Well, it's just that I didn't think, like, and I get what he was doing, and I think he's brilliant for doing it. But the whole point of Star Wars is to escape realism.
right.
It's to get away from that. It's a place you can go that you ain't got to worry about politics and the real world and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Their politics is different than ours. I mean, it's the same in the general sense, but it's different. So when I watch Star Wars, I want it to give me an escape. I want to escape the real world.
Gotcha.
I want to focus on that. I want to focus on impossible things like the Force and people with lightsabers and shit like that we know can't exist in the real world. The stuff that they were showing us in Andor was just, you know, it was too real. And when it gets back to too real, which is something that you might like, to me, it's taken away from the experience of being using my imagination and thinking about it. Star Wars brings out the kid in me. When I sit down and watch Star Wars, it's like I get to go back to when I was, 5 years old, and when I watched Star
Andor's
Wars,
not doing that for you. That's true.
Andor's not giving me that. Andor is more realistic, which is, like I said, it's not bad. I enjoyed the entire season. Like there were some episodes that I didn't really think that fit, and I would have, took out of the thing. I'd have did, 9, 10 episodes. I wouldn't have done the full 12. But when Disney's sitting down and they're thinking about it and they're like, okay, we want to do this many, they're looking at all the different avenues when they're inspecting the production of this. Okay, so how many episodes we want to do? Okay, we're going to do 12. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And when they're sitting down doing all that and you got multiple people making these decisions, you kind of get stuck in a sense that you got to do some filler episodes. I understand that.
All right, I have a question for you guys. If you could take one thing out of Andor or add something to it, like one thing to take out, one thing to add to Andor, what would it be? For me, I think I would take out the little flashback scenes of when he was a kid. I think that was or at least cut them down. Super long, way too much time just to get to the point that, she adopted him. That was it.
Or kidnapped him.
Then,
what are you talking about? Adopted him?
True.
My ass. She fucking nabbed his ass off
add
the
a
planet.
little bit more of their relationship together so that the last episode would make a bit more sense. But what would you guys do?
I think I would have took out the 2 filler episodes because actually there was 3 because 12 to me is a filler episode. It just didn't offer the
12, 5, and 2, I think were your filler episodes.
They just didn't offer much to the story. We could have got the same place without them.
Right.
And if they, like I said, if they were making a production, I guarantee most of the editors that was editing it down, they would have cut them out of there. Chris says, take out Cyrus, creepy dude.
Which one's
What's going on, Clint?
Is he the cop guy?
Yeah, he's the cop guy that saves what's her face at the end.
Yeah.
That dude
That boy is creepy.
But I would have took them 3 episodes out and I would just added a sprinkle more of actual Star Wars stuff, like some more stormtroopers. I'd added more droids, more aliens. I mean, it didn't have to be a whole lot because the episodes that we did get the aliens in. I mean, it was at Mount Mothma's party, or it was very, very far and few in between. If they'd have just added a little bit more, made it feel more like Star Wars, I think that it would have been a perfect. It would have rated a perfect show. I think it would have been up there in the 9s for me.
CJ?
I agree with you, Gerson. I think cutting down those cutscenes and kind of just narrowing it to a point where it's just like, this is where he's from, this is what the Empire's doing, this is what's happening with, the galaxy. I need to get you out of here. Bang, bang, boom. 5 minutes. 5 fucking minutes. That's it. That's all you needed to do. And then episode 12, I would have put 11 and 12 together. I think if you would have made that one fluent episode, I think it would have been more of a good ending to the season than here's 11, badass moment, Luthen, all this stuff, and then boom, here's 12. Slightly not what we wanted, but if you would have mixed them together and kind of merged them just right, kind of like eased into it, like that battle scene led Luthen into going back to Cassian's planet, and Cassian's getting back there to go to Marva's funeral. Like, if you would have fluently put that together, it would have been great. It would have been beautiful. It would have been just a fluent episode that could have been a 9, could have been a 10, or not 10. 10's too fucking perfect. But you would have had everything. You would have had to have lightsabers. You would have had to have Vader. You would have had to have Palpy. You would have had all the shit. But that's a 10 for me.
Sense.
but it wouldn't have made sense. It would have been too much of a cluster. If you would have put 11 and 12 together, it would have been great.
Well, I kind of, one of the things that kind of irritated me with episode 12 was I wanted to kind of know how Andor got back to the planet. The last thing we see, he's on a beach, and then next thing you know, he's back on Ferrix. Like, how did he get there? Did he go buy a ship? We know he got money. Did he go buy a ship? Did he go, what the fuck did he do? How did he get there? Like, and I kind of wanted to know that. Like, I think that would have been something spectacular in the story, like, and that's where they could have added something like a space battle. Like, he bought a ship, but the Empire was after him, or he stole a ship, whatever, to get back there. But they didn't tell us anything. And I thought that was a missed story opportunity right there. They could have really missed a part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what would have been dope is he's flying back and Luthen saves him in a space battle, comes in with that dope ass shit, starts cutting up, TIE fighters and shit. And Andor don't know that that's him, you know what I'm saying? And then they land, right. That's how, instead of going off the thing, he's going to be here for the funeral, because you don't know that. You don't know what the fuck this dude's going to do. You don't know what anybody's going to do. They just assumed that he was going to be there for the mom. So I just think that for Marvel. So I just think that they could have done something more in the story right there, and they could have added some of the Star Wars feature and made that episode 12 better. But that's just my personal opinion. Right. That's the messed up thing about it when you're a creative person and you're sitting there and you watch something and like, why did you leave this out? Why didn't you tell the story about this? And then I was kind of disappointed. I think one of the biggest things that disappointed me about 12, I was kind of looking for, one of the people, like somebody from the Ghost Crew, or, you know what I'm saying, like just somebody showing up that was. I kind of look forward to that. I was kind of anticipating that was going to happen, and I kind of wanted to see that happen. I wanted to see something like that big reveal. I was kind of, and I mean, I'm not mad that Tony didn't do it, because, like I said, he gave Star Wars the big reveal in 11. But I'm like, it's the last season. You give this big reveal in 11, and then you kind of just give us this like shit that we really didn't need to see in 12. Like, you could have done something way better than that. And I was thinking that they were leading up to the Mon Mothma story of her leaving. For her to be like showing off her daughter to this fucking crime lord fucking dude's son. And like, she just looked like she's about to cry. Like, dude, grab your daughter and get the fuck out of there. You're already about to blame the husband for your money being missing, because I seen that come out. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude was like, I haven't been gambling. What are you talking about? Like, and I believed him. Like, he hadn't been gambling. I could see that that's what she's going to do. She's basically, when the Empire comes and says, where did this money go? My husband gambled it away. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really where they're heading with that part of the story.
I think honestly, there was not. The last 2 episodes were so oddly different. Because, like I said, you had You had Star Wars. You had the badass ship. You had the fighter pilot moment. And you had the aliens. And you had the bargaining for your life kind of deal, trying to figure it out. And then you had this. Yes, it was like, I'm not criticizing the fact that it wasn't good. It was good to an extent. You didn't make it like Rogue One made you understand that this was needed. This was a moment that you needed. This is a moment that had to happen to start the rebellion, to fight the Empire. Rogue One gave you, the whole movie gave you a sense of this needs to happen. This, at the end of the day, this needs to happen. Episode 12 didn't give you that, but episode 11 kind of did. Like 11 gave you that. This is Star Wars. This is, you got to fight the Empire because they're going to do illegal shit. You got to do this so you can get home to make the planet better. It gave you all that. Like, that's why I was saying, like, if you merge 11 and 12 together, it would have given you that whole sense of completion. 12 seemed like a season 2, episode 1 kind of feel. Not a end of the season kind of deal.
Yeah.
So Trevor was working for, yes, he was working for the ISB. And for him to open his mouth, which I was going to pull that up, for old boy to sit there and be creeping up on Mom Mothma like that and tell that guy, he's like, yeah, her husband's a freaking gambler. She did that shit on purpose to get his ass in trouble.
Well, she's gonna put it off on her fucking dickhead husband for the money being gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
smart.
was genius, is what it was.
It played off great because, like, that ISB officer that was her driver was like, yeah, you know, the husband's got a problem. He gambles. That's where all this money's going.
At first, I was like, maybe he's not an ISB officer. Maybe he's working for Lucen.
I thought that too at first because that would make
Lucen
sense.
didn't turn around. Like, if he's a good fucking agent, he can read lips. And Lucen didn't turn around. Lucen just said everything in like some fucking, you know, hidden term theme type shit. But my Mothma always put her back to him. It wasn't until this episode where I was like, yeah, that dude's an ISB agent. And she knows it. That's why she says that, you know what I'm saying? And because
she started that fake ass argument to make him look like more of a scumbag. He's a scumbag, but more of a scumbag. Which
team leader said, pimped her girl and set her husband up to take the fall.
Real shit though. I ain't even mad at that.
But my thing is, it's like, dude, what's gonna happen? Because they kind of leave us in episode 12. They kind of leave us in that scene because they're meeting. The boy is meeting her daughter, and it's like, why even fucking have this fucking meeting? Fuck this guy. Like, shoot all three of them motherfuckers in the face.
Kill them all. Kill them all.
You know what I'm saying? And shoot your punk.
You and your damn murder everybody. You and your damn murder everybody attitude, Kyle. I swear, kill them all, fuck them all, just shoot them,
well,
kill them all.
My thing is this, like, dude, and you can tell that Mon Mothma's husband is like, he don't have shit. Like, even though, like, the way they explained it, like, they were introduced the same way that the daughter and the one crime lord dude son is being introduced, to her and her husband. But from the way they talking, he don't have shit. He don't have no money. He don't have nothing. Because the way she describes, like, he's just basically living off of her money. You know what I'm saying? And her family's money. So, like, you're gambling again, and he's like, no, I haven't gambled. And like, I believed him. Like, this little, she about to.
I did too. I know for a fact he probably wasn't, but she'd be really fucking lining him up to fall. Like,
yeah. So it's like, dude, that's fucked up that you're gonna throw your husband under the bus.
Well, he's a piece of shit though.
But then why even introduce the fucking daughter to the crime lord fucking boss? Unless
to make up for the money.
Unless
that too.
Unless she's trying to show that her husband was fucking with this dude, and he's a fucking crime lord, and she takes her husband out and that dude out through the Empire, because we know he's laundering money and shit like that and doing all kinds of shit. That's why so she could get rid of both of them at the same time if you think about it.
She takes the money and then wipes them both out?
Well, no, she don't even take the money. She don't need the money. That's the thing. It's not that she needs the money. She just needs to explain where the money went. Well, if her husband was gambling and he was fucking with this fucking loan shark dude, the Empire's gonna be like, oh, so this dude's a loan shark. So now they start looking at all his little dealings, gets him out the picture, gets the husband out the picture for fucking gambling off the money and not showing it as an expense to the Empire that takes him out, covers her ass. And she takes out her punk ass
This is how to
husband.
play
and
the
shit.
IRS, boys. Take notes.
As the IRS is watching, taking notes.
But I kind of got that sense when I was watching the episode in that part, which I think that they should have done way more on Mon Mothma's story, because we know at some point next season that the Ghost Crew, she has to go on the run and they have to bring in the Ghost Crew. We know that because it's already happened in Rebels. We know that this happened, so they have to bring that in at some time. So with us knowing that's happening, you know, it's like, how are they going to lead up to that? Like, maybe she tries to do this to her husband and this dude, but then they find out, you know what I'm saying, and they join up together and fuck her around, or do they, you know what I'm saying, the Empire, they'll fall for it, or something's going to happen to put her, because she has to go on the run. We know for a fact that she goes on the run in Rebels, and the Rebels come in, the Ghost Crew comes in and transports her and helps save her. We know this happens. That's what I really thought episode 12 was going to be. I thought it was going to be the quick point about what happens on Ferrix, the things that happen to the Mon Mothma, but then I also understand why they would save that for season 2 if they're going to put more of the effort, more of the view on Mon Mothma in the episode, which they can't do a whole lot with her. And that's what another thing I was talking to somebody on Instagram about yesterday, was that they can't really do that. They can't really put a whole lot on Mon Mothma right now, because the show is not called Mon Mothma. It's called Andor. They got to show Andor shit. They got to show what's going on with Andor. She's a side character in the story of Andor. She's not the main character. Andor is. So they're not going to give as much detail to her. But I think in second season, they're going to give a little bit more detail. I think that's something that Tony's going to do, give a little bit more detail to her story, and that's going to allow them to reveal the Ghost and some other characters that were going to come in. And there's been a whole lot of fucking rumors going around about fucking, what's his face? The dude that plays Kanan. I can't think of his name right now.
Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie, whatever.
Mercury.
No, it's not
I
Freddie.
would love to see.
He said
I'd
Freddie
love to
Mercury.
see Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. Because there's been a whole lot of rumors going around that he's been out of the country, so, and all kind of people seeing him in Europe and some different things. So I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So is Kanan coming? Or is he
That
gonna
would be
in,
dope.
like the Acolyte or something? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Y'all see that fucking meme that's been going around that got fucking Andy Serkis says, I play 2 characters in Star Wars, and then you have fucking Boba Fett, what's his face? He said, they're like, you ain't shit, bitch. You only play 2 characters. I play like 100 million.
Seriously though. All right, well, on to news and rumors then.
Hold on, let me see what is Chris saying here. My guess is that she is giving her daughter to the crime family because she knows she will be safer with them than she would be with that's true. That's true. That's a good point.
No,
Chris.
she's that's practically selling her daughter. She's like, here.
Yeah, but would you rather give them to her, give them to them, and where she's safe, or would you rather her just be fucking running and being part of the Rebel Alliance?
I'm sorry, I'd want my kids to fight with me. At least we died for a cause.
Fuck then, I'm trying to save my kids before everything. What I decide to do, that's my own fucking thing.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like every parent's gonna have their own thing, but like I know how bullheaded my daughter is. She ain't gonna go off and go be with some other random ass people. My son, I don't know. I have no hope for him. I have none. Zero fucking hope. He's either gonna fight with me and die, or he's gonna go off, go live with a different family and live a happy life. I have no hope for him though at the end of the day, because like he be running into open doors. Like no hope. I love him, no hope. But
it's just little kids, they do weird shit.
Dude, the door could be like 6 feet by like 10 feet, and the boy still finds the corner of the door somehow. It don't matter how big it is, he's gonna hit it, and he could be staring at it. That's the worst part. And I was thinking, I'm like, maybe he might need glasses. No, his eyesight's perfect. Bullshit.
All right. We got a what if? You got a what if for today?
Yes,
Oh, that's
I
right.
do
What if?
actually. Doesn't pertain to Andor, but it pertains to the universe that we're catching to right now. So,
All right. Let's do the what if.
It only takes one decision to decide the direction of the galaxy. A decision that will influence the outcome. But if that decision went the other way, reality as we know it would change forever. The galaxy would be on a different course. Things that have happened would cease to exist. A new narrative would be etched into creation. So we are going to analyze those other possibilities when we ask, what if?
okay, what if Mando said, "Fuck that kid," and let the Empire have him?
Oh my god.
We've never done this one, and I thought I was going through all my what ifs because I have like a list of them, and I saw that one, and I was like, Mando, what if? Like, what if Mando said, "Fuck that kid"? And I laughed. I'm like, oh, what if he just let the Empire have Grogu? Oh, that'd be a good one today. So yeah, what if Mando said, "Fuck that kid" and let the Empire have him? What?
Well, the
what
Book
do you
of
think would
Boba
happen?
Fett would have been a better show.
Like, how would Mando be now? Like,
It'd
what
probably
would you
been worse
see
show
from
'cause they
Mando?
wouldn't have had the Mando part in there. You know what I'm
Would he have the dark
saying?
saber? He would have the dark saber.
Yeah.
Okay. But like,
how
would
it- how
he
would
have
things
stayed
be
on
different?
that planet and just bounty hunted? Would he have
I reckon.
branched out?
I reckon he's just gonna keep being a same old regular shit bounty hunter.
I think a lot more people be frozen in carbonite right now. I think that's what would happen. Poor George. Y'all just did George dirty. Yeah, I think we would have had a totally different show right now if that would have been the situation. I think it would have been more of Mando proving that he's the best bounty hunter in the world. I don't think we would have had Ahsoka and Boba Fett and all them. It would have just been it would have been like freaking an entire show about him bounty
hunting
and just catching people. It would have been like instead of Dog the bounty hunter, we would have had Mando the bounty hunter. That's what it would have been like. It would have been a show of him catching people.
Hunter.
Which I don't think that would have been a bad show if you think about it. Like him just getting chips and going out and catching like these real bad criminals that are hard to catch.
Like we would have got cameos. Like we probably would have still had like Luke Skywalker, but it wouldn't have been in a saving moment. It would have been Mando trying to
Mando trying to catch Luke.
Yeah, it'd been shit like that.
That wouldn't have been a bad show though. I don't think that would be a bad show. Hey, take no Disney. Y'all can make a show just off of somebody being a bounty hunter. That's the prequel to Mandalorian. Is the bounty hunter, and just show Mando just catching people, all them people that's in the ship in carbonite. That way they can bring George in, and he has to catch George. George is like a super crime boss. That would be cool as shit. That could be like the prequel to Mandalorian. Disney, take notes. No. We coming up with good ideas here. It don't happen very often, so write them down. Yeah, but that's what I think it would have been happening, and I don't know I still don't get the purpose of them going after him. Like, what are you really going to do? You got all them in that one thing, in that one episode where they had all the no, that was in the Bad Batch, wasn't it? When they went into the thing with all the or was that in Mandalorian? Where they walked into the and they had all them Jedi and stuff in that carbonite or in the clear tubes. That was the Bad Batch, right?
No, it was Kenobi.
Was that in Kenobi?
Yeah, when he's walking through the corridor and he's got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Kenobi.
Yeah, it was Kenobi.
Fuck me.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know what they're good. No, because wasn't there a part in one of them in the episode that had Bill Burr in it where they attacked that fucking Empire facility?
It wasn't. Those weren't Jedis. Those weren't Jedis.
What's the purpose of them trying to get fucking Grogu? What they're trying to fucking figure out a way to get his DNA?
Yeah.
They're trying to clone midichlorians.
Okay, so Mando's happening in between Empire Strikes Back and
no.
Yeah,
it's Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Empire, Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay. You said Empire. It threw me off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Return of the Jedi and thing. So if they're trying to get, I'm pretty sure they're trying to get his fucking stuff so Palpatine can be better.
It's
I
either that
guarantee
or
you-
it's for those dark troopers. You know what I mean?
So I see, like them being able to maybe that's if they captured Grogu, then we wouldn't have had the sequel trilogy, or it would have just went into Palpatine coming back and killing everybody because he got fucking Grogu's blood. Cause I really don't understand what the fuck. Why are they after Grogu? Like, what are you really gonna do? You can't take the Force from somebody. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. It's not like you can extract their metachlorians. At least not that I know of. So that was one of the things that I didn't ever really get. Like, what is the fucking? Why are you trying to get this kid so fucking bad? I know you're trying to do something genetically with him, but I just never really understood what it was. Like, they never really explained it that well. I just know that they're after him and it has something to do with genetics. But yeah, I think we had if the Empire would be way doper because they would have figured out whatever they were trying to do with Grogu's DNA or his genetics or whatever, and Mando would have just been bounty hunting and just capturing motherfuckers.
He would have
So
been a
that's
lot
what
more
would've happened.
badass. I'll say that. Except the dark saber. That's the only bummer. He wouldn't have the dark saber anymore.
I mean, you could still bring the darksaber in somehow. Maybe found it.
He found it. The only reason he
maybe-
fought the guys because that one guy was
Maybe
looking for
like
Baby
the
Yoda.
Republic puts out a fucking a bounty on fucking
On him.
what's his face, and then that's how he gets the darksaber because he has to go capture him.
Oh, dude, that could be an episode. And when he goes in and captures him, he finds like Baby Yoda's body experimented on, like his dead body, like on the table. Oh, that'd get dark.
That'd be a rated R Star Wars that we'd want.
Like hooked up, doing a bunch of tests. He'd be like, "Damn," and that would make him reevaluate. He goes, "I'm the one who got Baby Yoda for him." Full circle.
And that's when he snaps, uses the dark saber against everybody. Has a fucking mental psychotic break and just starts slicing everything.
All right.
So Chris said the Empire would probably have successfully cloned
Snoke, I would assume.
Snoke himself that are Force sensitive. They wanted him to male Force sensitive clones, and he might have succeeded. The end next up to Bo-Katan show makes the end. Chris said, weren't they creating Snoke and they needed Grogu's blood? Snoke was supposed to be for Palps, is what Lenny said. I don't know. I just know that they trying to get his blood and DNA and shit to do shit. Maybe they was just trying to clone his fucking ass and they was going to make a whole bunch of his little fucking selves. Like a whole bunch of fucking dark side Yodas running around the galaxy fucking shit up.
That would be fucking crazy.
If they just clone Baby Yoda. But that, like, if you was going to clone anybody, like fucking Grogu would be the last. Why would you want to clone any one of Yoda's species? It takes so fucking long for them to become adults.
Yeah, seriously.
Grogu's like 50 years old and he looks like he's fucking 2. You know what I'm saying? He got some fucking attitude of a 2-year-old. And so, you know what I'm saying? You'd have to wait like fucking 200 years for this fucker to become an adult to even train him on the dark side. So that would like, I don't know. I think it would be cool though. I think they would be some cool ass episodes that they could have made off of, Dark Grogu's and fucking Mando capturing people. What if Mando had to go against Grogu? Like they turned Grogu to the dark side and then he had to fight Grogu as an adult. Just imagine somebody as strong as Yoda. Like he's fucking 50, but he's like really 2. And he picks up that big ass fucking rhinoceros thing in like episode 3 of season 1. He picks up that motherfucker and he's like doing all kind of fucking great shit with the Force for being so fucking little. Just imagine him being full grown like Yoda and you have to fight that fucker. Fuck your ass up. And he's like a Sith Lord. That shit would suck. What do you think, Garrison?
What do I think about? Oh, we're still. I don't know. It's kind of what's already been
He's all
said.
right.
I don't know. I've already said my piece.
All right, so we're gonna get to some news and rumors. You got some news and rumors?
Yes. I have one thing.
I think I got two.
All right, go for it.
Oh, that's a great intro to news and rumors. Do, 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 do.
Are we not doing it?
The ultimate news and rumors.
I didn't know I
me,
was the
me,
one
me, me.
supposed to be hitting the button.
Oh, I'll hit the buttons now. Okay, I'll hit the
we
button.
got to figure out who's doing what button on what time. We just both be like, are you hitting the button? Am I hitting the-
intro.
Who the fuck's hitting the
I'll
button?
do everything else.
So, Target's having this deal just on Star Wars products. It's buy two, get one free. Anything except for fucking Lego. It excludes
Anything except
Lego.
for Lego. That makes so much sense, though.
Well, Lego's really not Star Wars. Lego is Lego, and they just make Star Wars shit. Cause you imagine somebody going in and buying like a fucking Death Star for fucking $3,000,
Yeah.
and turn around buying a fucking Super Star Destroyer for $1,000, and then they want the fucking Millennium Falcon just $800. You know what I'm saying? They're not about to do that shit. Lego's not about to lose out on their money like that.
Yeah, but no, it's buy two, get one free at any Target. It like I said, it excludes Lego, but that's Black Series, that's Retro Collection, that's stuffed animals, that's anything Star Wars. Anything Star Wars, it is buy two, get one free.
That's cool. What you got, Garrison?
All the ones that I've been finding have been talking about how Andor is like it proves that Disney can do Star Wars without relying on the Skywalker saga, and that there is more Star Wars out there. And so I don't know. I'm just glad that other people are recognizing it, and that Disney won't have to rely on the same bullshit story all the time and keep ruining what we love. They can create new things and do awesome things.
So, one of them is on Cinema Blend. There was a poll that was done on the best lightsaber battles in Star Wars, and their poll is freaking stupid.
Yeah, because there's only one right answer.
The number one, the one that they put as number one, would not be the one that you guys would think would be the number one lightsaber duel.
Should be episode 3.
Yeah,
It better be episode 3.
better be episode 3.
I'm going to get mad.
Number one is Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader and Empire Strikes Back. That's what they put as number one.
Nope.
Number 2 is Rey and Kylo Ren versus the Praetorian Guards.
You're fucking shooting me. It's over Obi Annie?
Okay. Number 3, Ahsoka versus Darth Vader in Rebels, which that was a good battle. I have to say that was a really good fucking lightsaber battle, but like number 3. Number 4, they got Obi-Wan versus Anakin.
That's number
4.
that's number 1.
Like, what the fuck are y'all thinking? Number 5 is Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul in Rebels. That was a good lightsaber battle, but it was just really short. It wasn't that long. Like, I would put several before that one, but it was a good one. Number 6, Kylo Ren versus Rey and Finn in The Force Awakens. That's
Okay,
number 6.
I liked that one. I liked that one because like it showed Finn's potential to be a badass.
Number 7, Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi. Like, I would definitely rate that a little bit higher. That was a good lightsaber battle. Number 8, Kylo Ren versus Rey in The Rise of Skywalker when they're on the thing. On that little platform. And the water splashing on. Number 9, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader. That would probably be my least fucking favorite one ever. And it was like the first lightsaber battle we ever seen. It just was bullshit, and Obi-Wan just stands there and gets hit with a lightsaber. Like, what the fuck? You just killed yourself. Why would you do that? Then, number 10, they put Count Dooku versus Yoda. Like that shit should be way up. Yoda, that fucking shit was dope. Yoda was bouncing all over the fucking place. The only thing that sucked about that was you really didn't see too much of the fucking blades clashing together. There was a whole lot of fucking Yoda just jumping the fuck around. You know what I'm saying? They didn't.
Well, there
really-
was too much going on where you couldn't tell what was going on.
Number and actually, I might have said that backwards. Because what they have is for number one best lightsaber fight is fucking out of all of them, they got the fucking is actually what they have. What it says is best fight ever is so it's really 10, but they said that it's the lightsaber duel with fucking Kylo Ren and Rey in the fucking in the ship. Before the fucking shit blows up. Like, dude, they didn't even fucking fight. What are you talking about? That shit was bullshit. Like, that was garbage.
You
So
can
I
tell
just
these aren't fans that are really rating.
I thought
these.
that was kind of funny. Like, what the fuck? How the hell's fucking Anakin and Obi-Wan not the first one? That was the greatest lightsaber. Shit, that was one of the best fucking sword fighting scenes of all time. What are you talking about? Not just lightsaber, sword fighting. And there's a whole bunch of fucking Chinese and Japanese films that got some fucking dope-ass fucking sword fighting in that shit. What else did I have here? Oh, so, one of the major Star Wars, where am I at? Wait a minute.
Well, I saw an article about it ranked all the Star Wars TV shows.
It ranked all.
Yeah. It's from like the number 1 to number 13. It ranked the Star Wars, like which Star Wars TV shows were the best. And I think, dude, we could have a whole episode talking about this because they're a little bit off.
A little bit or dramatically? Like, be realistic here. Like, am I gonna shit a cow when you start reading this, or
all right?
Like, what's happening?
I'll start with worst and work my way up to best. All right. Number 13, Ewoks, like one of the old TV shows.
Okay,
Number 12,
that's
droids. Fair.
Droids wasn't too good.
Number 11, Resistance.
Resistance.
Okay, they're on par.
Number 10, Book of Boba Fett.
Okay, I can put that at 10. I'll be fine with that.
Here's where I'm starting to get a little bit worried. Number 9, Bad Batch.
What the fuck?
Number 8, the Clone Wars, the original Clone Wars. The old
Okay,
one.
the shorts. Okay.
Right. Number 7, Kenobi. Here's where you're going to get pissed. Number 6, Mando.
What the
What?
Number 5, Tales of the Jedi.
Okay.
Number 4, The Clone Wars. Number 3, Rebels. Number 2, Visions. And number 1, Andor.
Okay, the only way I would change that, and be honestly, this is how I would change that. Mando would probably be number 1. Number 2 would probably be Rebels, and number 3 to me would be Andor. Then it would be Clone Wars. Clone Wars would be number 4, and then I don't care about none of the rest of them.
I'm okay with Andor at number 1.
Bad Batch would be number 5.
Yeah, Bad Batch should not be number 9. I don't know why that's
Yeah,
so
I don't
low.
know where they got Bad Batch. Was number
Kenobi
9.
should be lower.
I think the like bottom 3 should be like fucking Visions, fucking Book of
Ewoks and
Boba Fett,
droids.
and Kenobi. That should be the bottom 3. No, wait, because Ewoks was fucking terrible. That shit was garbage.
Oh, one episode. There were 2 episodes of Visions that I really liked. The rest, yes.
So I don't know. I know my top ones, but I don't fuck the like them. Like I don't know. And then I mean, but some people really like Boba Fett. You know, I've talked to a lot of people that fucking think Boba Fett was
Yeah,
like the greatest shit ever, and I'm like, dude, there was no story whatsoever. Like that story was garbage. I like Book of Boba Fett for the Star Wars part of it. You can pop on Book of Boba Fett and all the shit that's going on and fucking big explosions and Star Wars shit everywhere. It's cool. But the story was just fucking lacking so much. And I don't like the way they made fucking Boba Fett a town-saving cupcake baker. You know, he's the fucking Mary Lou of Star Wars now. Like,
Fucking
you can't.
Mary Lou.
You know what I'm saying? I can't fucking.
Oh, I want to talk about Kay. What the rumor about Kathleen Kennedy getting fired?
So I talked to some people, and as of right now, Bob Iger hasn't stated anything about getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy. Like personally, he hasn't stated anything about removing Kathleen Kennedy, or because there's some rumors going around that John and Dave were on the chopping blocks, and basically all the top people in the Star Wars division of Lucas film, or in Lucasfilm, all the top people they have to do with Star Wars is on the chopping block, and that's
Except for
bullshit.
the people who did
Bob
Andor.
Iger has not said anything. Bob Iger don't even actually take over as the fucking CEO until January. So, and he has not stated anything that has to do with getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy. Because you got to think, Kathleen Kennedy, like her track record is not the best, because you have Book of Boba Fett, you have Kenobi, but then you have to look at it. She has The Bad Batch, she has Mandalorian, she has Andor underneath her belt.
Right.
Movie-wise, she has Rogue One. Solo didn't do too good, which I like Solo. And the sequel trilogy didn't do too good movie-wise. But you got to also understand, as a CEO of a giant corporation like fucking Disney, that he knows that doesn't all fall on her. That has to fall on the creative processes, the writers, the people. And you also got to understand that a lot of those things Bob Iger released on, because he was the CEO when them movies and them things were created. And his faculty, and he has to sign off on all final productions or all final scripts of things that are being done. So the directors, the writers, everything, it goes through a process. So Bob Iger knows that it's not solely her fault that some of this shit sucked. And then, we stated this multiple times. Solo would have probably did way better in the box office if it didn't come out the same time as Infinity Wars. So
yeah, it was Infinity War. It was the exact same weekend.
So that's gonna fall into a part. So they look at that stuff. They look at all this different shit, and you gotta think about it. When they were creating Solo, that wasn't their top project that Disney was doing. Infinity Wars was. So
Right.
they knew that Solo wasn't going to do as good. So when you look at like statistics and the numbers and everything, he looks at all that stuff, and he's not going to look that back and look. The biggest thing that he's probably going to be looking at when it comes to like Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau is how much loss how much was the loss in streaming services related to Star Wars content. That's what he's gonna look at, because that's their major money pit right now, is how much revenue is the streaming service bringing in. So they're going to look at every department. They're going to look at Star Wars, Marvel, National Geographic, Hulu, everything that has to do with the streaming service. And they're going to sit back and say, okay, where did we lose the most money at? Where did we lack the most in, new subscriptions because of series coming out? Where did we lose at? They're going to look at all these numbers before he ever starts making any decisions about firing anybody or anything like that. So,
right. I think it's people projecting wishful thinking is what the rumors are coming from. Because
Chris,
Kathleen Kennedy does have a bad rep. Like, let's be honest. Like, her reputation isn't great.
Bad's
So
an
I think a lot of
understatement.
people are like spreading these rumors because they kind of want it to happen.
Chris, we did post something about the rumor about it, but it's just
literally the first thing you see before anything. Like, you see the post, and if you look in the description, first thing it says rumor in capital letters. I promise.
Even on the news feed, even on the news feed on the website, it says rumor, because it's just a rumor. That's why I try to state and make sure that everybody understands it. If something is a rumor or if it's something that is being
Chris
said
it's a rumor. So.
Yeah,
well,
so
I had somebody.
It's a rumor, but it's a rumor that we don't know. Like, I just know because I talked to some people. I talked to some of some people that I know, and they said that they haven't heard anything about it, and they work within the industry. So usually things like that will go through the industry before it goes through, before we ever find out about things. You got your shoe up to your face?
No, it's Lego Darth Vader.
Oh.
He's force choking you. Fuck off. Yeah, it worked.
No, I was laughing too hard. I started coughing.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
Vader's powers worked. It's fine. You can.
But yeah, it is a rumor that's going around. But there's no from the people I talked to. They said that there hasn't been anything released that they know of that has to do with Kathleen Kennedy going anywhere. And I don't know. I think somewhere in the sale of Lucasfilms that it's in contract that she has to be there for a certain amount of time. She probably got like a 20-year contract that might have been part of the because in several times I would have fired her. Like, what the hell is this, man? You ruining Star Wars, man? You got to go, and they haven't fired her. So, and plus, a lot of people are they're hearing this rumor and they forget that Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy have worked on multiple projects together. That wasn't just Lucasfilms, or before Lucasfilms was ever even a part of Star Wars. They're good friends, so I'm pretty sure that if we heard anything about Kathleen Kennedy leaving, it wouldn't be a rumor about her, Bob Iger firing her. It would be more of a rumor that she's resigning, and the fact she would be the one that states that. I think she would state it before Disney would anyway, because usually the company don't want to look like a bad guy, so they're not gonna come out and say you're fired. They're gonna be like, hey man, you're not doing too good, so we need you to leave, and let them resign. Because if you get fired from, especially a major corporation, if you get fired, you'll have no chance to come back. So
that's a pretty big mark on your name.
Yeah, so they don't usually do that within the industry. Most people don't get fired. They just, they be like, hey, you're not working out. And they allow them to resign or say that they're going to another division of the corporation or doing something different. One of the things that I had was, so in this article, it's basically the poster that Andor Season 1 proves the biggest problem with Disney Star Wars. And one of the biggest problems with Disney Star Wars, and I think this is something that just has to do with marketing for Disney, the majority of people that are streaming from Disney are adults. And because adults pay for the fucking service.
Right.
It's not like a fucking 8-year-old kid, oh, I'm about to get Disney Plus. It doesn't work that way.
Plus, most of the shows on Disney are original Disney shows, which kids didn't watch. It was us when we were kids watched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, but it basically, in the article, it talks about Andor shows more of with Star Wars anyway, Andor shows that the consumer wants more of an adult content.
Yes.
So
preach.
That's the way that Andor shows that Star Wars or Disney Star Wars, it's more adult content that the viewers are wanting to watch. Yes. They're not wanting to watch, children stories.
Good.
And then the other one that I had was, and I didn't actually get a chance to read this, I just seen it. But basically, Star Wars mastermind George Lucas has notably concerns about how Grogu was handled in The Mandalorian, but Dave Filoni and company luckily found a way around it. So I guess George really didn't like baby Grogu at first. He was like, what do you mean he's 50 years old? That type of shit. I'm not sure that that's what it is. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to read the whole article.
But I mean, it makes sense because he didn't want any insight into where Yoda was from to begin with. So it makes sense that something he wants to keep mysterious is getting
2 times George, well, the second time he really didn't have a choice. Well, really the third time. The first time he didn't really have a choice. But Rebels, or it wasn't Rebels, in Clone Wars when Dave wrote Yaddle. So that's 2 times that basically they went in and added to Yoda's species, and Yoda's supposed to be. George always had the idea that Yoda was supposed to be a one of a kind. And
Yaddle was in Episode 1. She was in Phantom Menace.
Yeah, but
then there was nothing of Yaddle after that. And then you get
quick glimpse of her, but it wasn't ever. And I'm not saying that it was just supposed to be one or whatever. It was just supposed to be. It was more supposed to be like very, very, few of these things, and then now they bring out. Which, come on, you got to think about where did he come from? Somebody had to find him. So that means he had parents. You know what I'm saying? Or Yoda and Yaddle was bumping uglies to get, you know what I'm saying, to have a baby to extend their species. That's only two ways you're going to get. And that means if you added Grogu and a Jedi Master went and got him from his parents, which would have probably been Yoda, and went and got him from, that means there's more of this species. There's a lot more of them, because if they're just popping out babies and they're force sensitive, and you know what I'm saying, so there's a little bit more to it. But George was basically saying that he's kind of concerned that basically in the time that Dave and John are gonna fucking write a story about Yoda and where he came from, and that was something that he didn't ever want to happen. That's his biggest worry when it comes to Grogu.
Yoda,
like it's gonna lead to a
which
point
makes
where.
sense. Makes sense.
So I can understand him being upset, but that's the only things I hear.
All right, on to the quiz.
Tell you, y'all gonna like the quiz today. I'm not gonna
thank
say it
God.
ain't hard, but it's all transportation based.
Okay.
So it's all about, you know, transporting yourself around Star Wars.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get to it.
Stop right there, you rebel scum. Prepare yourself for the Star Wars Impossible quiz. Blast them.
Okay, actually, I did have one more
Transportation.
thing that the news that I forgot to mention. I guess there is.
I'm sorry.
Just real quick before we start the quiz, Star Wars' next movie is rumored to start filming prep sooner than expected.
Oh, that's good.
So basically, they didn't give a date or when they're
Sooner than
starting.
expected.
They just said that it's expected. And I can see, because they're talking to a lot of different directors about coming in and doing some of these movies. So I think they're pushing the issue to get some of these movies done. Which, come on, because it just keeps getting extended out. When's the last movie we had? Next thing you know, it's going to be 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Well, when was the last movie? 2000 and... What was it, 2009?
The fact that they're not saying an actual date and just saying sooner than expected sounds kind of fishy.
Well, when was the last movie? When did the last movie come out? When did
7?
Rise of Skywalker come out?
Oh, Rise of Skywalker. I don't really count those. Are you talking about good movies? Rogue
No,
One.
I'm talking about when's the last movie that came out about Star Wars? And that was the last Skywalker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what year did that come out? Whenever that came out, and we still haven't got a Star Wars movie, and then every year it seems like it's getting pushed back a year. So I think that Disney's kind of get like, we need to drop them a movie, or we're gonna start losing people. Like, you're not gonna start losing people. You just put movies on TV now. We're getting 12-part series, and 8-part series, and 6-part series, other than a movie. Which, I mean, you might as well make it a movie if you did a 6-part fucking series. At 30 to 40 minutes per episode, that's only 3-hour long movie. Okay, just wanted to bring that up. I forgot, and that's under the rumors department, so that's a rumor. That's not news. That was rumors. Okay. In the beginning of Clone Wars. Oh, we didn't even do the thing. Did we do the thing?
Yes, we did. And then
Yeah,
you went back
we
to
did.
news.
And then
Okay.
I can hit it again if you'd like.
No, I don't think we need to do it. In the beginning of the Clone Wars, what was the premier type of battleship?
That was
Fuck
a
me.
Star Destroyer, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what class of Star Destroyer was?
CTE 130.
What?
If you got that right, I'm done with you.
No, that's
No,
not
it's
even
a
close.
total bullshit guess.
Okay.
I just threw it out.
We got anything in the comments? So basically, what was the oh shit, what the hell did I do? What was the top of the line premier ship for the Republic at the beginning of the Clone Wars? We see 'em.
Battleship. It was called the Battleship.
It was a type of battleship. But what was the Star Boozer Cruiser?
Boozer Cruiser.
Boozer Cruiser? That's what it's called?
No, it's not called.
If it's called a Boozer Cruiser, I'm done.
Okay, so the Republic's premier clone trooper fleet starship was that acclimator class Star Destroyer. That was what they. That's the ones at the end of, or at the. Is it at the end or the beginning? At the end of the Clone Wars, the movie. That's the ones that are floating up in the air. That are above the stormtroopers.
Oh,
Or the clone troopers.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I'll get the next one.
Yeah. What was the main purpose of the LAT Type C ship in the Clone Wars?
The
Submerged
what?
underwater.
Or you could say the LAAT type ship, Type C ship.
Yeah, I could go underwater. That's a good guess.
Yeah, that's the only guess I got.
No.
He said sea ship. Damn it. It's on water.
Flat.
Okay. Y'all want the answer?
Yeah.
The low altitude assault carrier dropped off ATTEs.
Oh.
So that's
gotcha.
them ships that was flying down and they was releasing
Yeah,
the
and they
fucking
drop off
the
the walkers
ATTs,
and they take off.
dropping off the walkers. That's what them ships was. That was their main purpose.
Those are sick though.
Okay. Now this was kind of like it's a droid, but it's a ship at the same time. The IG-227 Hellfire class droid tank was easily identified by its tread hoops-like drive wheels and 2 metal missile launchers on the top of it. How many missiles did each one of those launchers hold?
16.
Close.
8?
20.
And then you got farther away.
14. 15.
15. It was 15. Each launcher held 15 missiles.
I was close.
You was close. You said 16 and then you said 8. Like,
I don't know. I just remember, like,
8.
because it's in episode 2, and I was like, they got a shit ton of those things. Like,
Okay. Count Dooku had a very unique ship that relied on retractable cells to collect stray interstellar energy. What was the name of that ship?
that's kind of dope. That it, like
Remember in the cartoon how, or even in the movie, it was in the movie, how the cell opened up and then he fucking took off? Which I don't know how it wouldn't be hard to catch that dude or shoot him down with
Are
that
you
big
talking
ass
about like
cell.
the solar sailor thing?
Yeah. That's the answer, solar sailor.
Oh.
And you just got that off of it just because you said it. You didn't know the answer to that shit. You just got lucky.
No, I thought you were asking for the name of the ship.
The ship, the ship's name is Solar Sailor.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Stupid. That was dumb.
He just said the Solar Sailor ship. Is that what you're talking about? The thing? Oh yeah.
That's so funny. I'm sorry.
Okay. In the Clone Wars, the clones rode miniature versions of the AT-ST Walker. What were those called?
ATRTs.
Yep, you got it.
You're out of kid.
ATRT or All-Terrain Recon Transport. That's what
Yep.
ATRT stands for. Okay, in the Clone Wars animated series, Anakin and Ahsoka steal a ship called Twilight from Zero the Hutt, a ship that Anakin used for most of the Clone Wars. What model of ship was the Twilight?
A solar sailor.
You know which one I'm talking about? The one that had like the fucking one wing on one side and one on the bottom and the other side was just square. Like, how the fuck does that shit even fly?
Oh, yeah, that weird looking thing.
Yeah. Ahsoka and fucking Anakin stole that shit from Zero the Hutt and then he just kept it and just used it for the rest of the Clone Wars. What type of ship was that?
The L-Wing.
No, it wasn't an L-Wing.
Like,
Wasn't even
right?
close to a fucking itty wing. That motherfucker shit.
I don't
It
know.
was
Is
close
it like
to shit.
it's kind of big, so like some kind of freighter, yeah?
Yeah, it is a type of freighter.
That's all I got. I can't. I have no clue.
Okay, it was the G9 rigger freighter. That's the type of ship.
The G9.
The G9 Rigger.
All right.
R-I-G-G-E-R freighter. Okay, question number 7. The Tanti E4 is an Alderani cruiser that we see in the beginning of New Hope. What type of ship was it?
A cruiser. A frigate.
CJ, are you going to answer the damn questions? What are you doing?
Just looking at stuff. Sorry, I saw something pop up in the news. It was nothing. We already talked about it. So Alderani freighter.
It's the ship that we see in the very beginning of fucking the ship that fucking Princess Leia and them is on that the fucking Star Destroyer is about to fucking eat.
Oh, the
It's a
penis-looking shape
Corvette.
thing?
Yeah.
It's a Corvette, isn't it?
Yep. Well, what type of Corvette is it?
Fuck, I don't know.
There's a lot of Corvettes.
The 68 Corvette.
67. Hammerhead Corvette. Actually, it was just called the Corellian Corvette,
Oh,
made by Corellian Shipyards.
we're so close.
That was a good guess, though, Chris. Chicken walkers. That's it. Hey, Star Wars team leader, you got 15. This fucking thing is like lacking because their
Yeah.
responses is coming in late as shit. I'm already
And
like
he's
2
been
questions.
getting them. Star Wars team leader knows what he's doing. 15
chicken
and
walker.
chicken walkers? That's 2 answers he's got.
Okay, question number 8. What was the name of the underwater speeder thing that we see Kit Fisto using when the droids attack Mon Cala in the Clone Wars?
Shit, I don't know. I don't remember.
Which makes no sense because he's a water species. He should be able to swim fast. But I mean,
Yeah, but fuck, when you can't swim faster than fucking droids in water that are made to be underwater and shit. And that shark fucker that he was fighting in there. Remember that shark
Seabob.
guy in there? Fucking
Chris
shark-
Seabob.
Yeah, that
I remember
motherfucker-
him.
fucking-
Remember Kit Fisto in like the original old Clone Wars and him swimming underwater with his lightsaber? That was so badass.
That's the episode I'm talking about in Clone Wars animated series.
Like the
No,
old
we're
Clone
talking
Wars.
about the previous
I'm talking
ones,
about,
like
like, the-
before we got the show.
First
that
Clone Wars.
fucking one that came out on YouTube.
That was dope. That was
Awesome.
spectacular.
The one where fucking Mace takes on like 1,000,000 droids and wins,
Yeah,
and that
bro.
dude's shirt's all ripped off, and he's all fucked up looking, but he won. That shit
Oh
was dope.
yeah.
Dude, that lightsaber battle between Anakin and Pinterest and that was good, where he kills her, or he
Did
drops
you
her
say
off the fucking
Pinterest?
cliff.
Anakin killed Pinterest.
Or not Pinterest, whatever her name
Ventress.
is. Ventress.
Pinterest.
I
Really?
thought you said Pinterest for a second.
my brain went to some other shit. But yeah, she doesn't die, but she flies off the cliff, and it looks like she
Yeah.
died. So that shit was pretty cool. I like that episode. There was some good episodes on there. Then there was some of them ones that was like, God damn, this fucking animation is garbage. This is making the story bad. I don't know. I kind of like the animation though. It just looked funny when they was moving and shit. It's almost like Rebels. Like they took Clone Wars, drew the characters off the Clone Wars characters, and then fucking made them move like the Rebel characters. It just looks funny. Okay, what's the answer? What was the name of the underwater speeder thing that Cat Fisto was using when the droids attacked Mon Cala in the Clone Wars?
The
Seabob.
UW-29.
Yeah, that's his name.
Seabob? Is that really
Yeah.
it?
No, Seabob is the shark dude. Ain't that the shark dude?
No.
What's
No.
the shark dude's name?
What's the answer, Kyle?
What's
I
the
don't
answer?
know.
We're not gonna get this.
The OMS Devilfish, or one-man submersible devilfish.
1 minute. OMS. Devilfish. I got it. I get it.
Okay. Question number 9. In Revenge of the Sith, Grievous tries to escape from... Grievous tries to escape the fight with Obi-Wan on a personal wheel bike. How fast will that bike go?
200
God.
miles an hour.
Damn it.
Hey, that's pretty close, CJ.
200 kilometers a mile. 200 kilometers an hour.
No,
250?
no.
180.
89.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell y'all the answer. Y'all are just gonna be guessing forever. It goes 330 kilometers or 205 miles per hour.
God
Fuck you,
damn.
I was close. That was mine.
Yeah, you was close
How?
as shit. You
What the
missed about 5. But what gets me on this thing, like I'm thinking about, like, but that lizard was fucking running right next to it, and
Yeah,
just
dude, that's what
205
I'm
miles.
saying.
That lizard is fast as shit.
That lizard
That's
is
a
a
fast ass
fucking-
lizard.
Obi-Wan's sitting on the saddle going 200 miles an hour.
How fun? Like he's
That's a
never
new
having
definition
kids.
of saddle sore. Holy shit.
God
like, dude, that shit,
damn.
you're fucking ass man. You going fast as shit. Just imagine being on a horse doing 205 miles an hour.
You're
That's
a
a lot.
saddle sore from hell. Why are you walking funny? I got fucked by a saddle. Like, this is bad.
Fuck, your butthole would be blistered. You don't know, man.
If I'm Commander Cody, they call me Execute Order 66. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I think the lizard took care of it. 200 miles an hour. That's enough to kill a man.
Question number 10. When Han and Kira are trying to escape
Ooh, that
in the
speeder.
beginning of Solo, what model of speeder does Han steal for them to get away?
It's a oh god, I have the toy.
You
Oh
do?
god. Yeah, I bought it when it came out. It was cool as shit. You can tear it apart.
What does it start with? Give me a letter.
It's a Corellian
AK-47 land speeder.
AK-47 land speeder. You got part of it, like, right?
the land speeder. Yeah, it's a Corellian.
Wow, that was hard. I got the easiest
I don't know
part.
if it's Corellian or not. I just got the regular answer. I didn't look to see who made it. I could look that up. if y'all
Dodge
want me to.
Charger.
Corellian
Cadillac.
street cruiser.
Chevy Malibu.
All right, y'all want to know the answer?
Yes.
It's an M68 land speeder.
The M68 land speeder. I was so close with AK-47.
And it comes in hardtop or convertible.
Oh,
I love that it's got
thank you.
options. Ooh. You go into the dealership.
This fictional vehicle.
Like,
is
really,
awesome.
y'all put that in the fucking the unknown facts? Like, who the fuck cares?
And the one he
we're
was
not thinking
driving
about whether or not it's a
actually had
hardtop or a
LED
convertible.
lights,
When we're
so-
thinking about land speeders, this is the last thing on your fucking mind.
Drop
Also
top in
built
my
with
whip.
Bluetooth radio. Pretty nice.
Like-
Navigation. Heated seats.
Alexa installed, yes.
Like, I didn't get that shit. Like, why the hell did they say that? Like, why did they add that into the fucking facts about it? Like, who cares? Like, really? Like,
I do. I want to know if I have fucking options, Kyle. Jeez.
Warmers.
Like,
I know, right?
can y'all remember? Was it a convertible or was his a hardtop that he stole?
It was a convertible.
Convertible.
And it was
You know what I'm saying?
blue
Like, who was
with a
paying
white
attention to
stripe.
if it had a roof on it? It's in Star
Add a
Wars.
spoiler. You have the options for a spoiler or not a spoiler. Like, there's so many options here. You can have one thruster. You can have 4 thrusters. It's up to you.
Star Wars team leader said the carbonite block had a carbonite engine block in it. Yeah, I thought that was fucking hilarious. Like, really? Are you serious? Like, oh, hell no. Like, you really added that in there? Like, we really cared?
Surround
I
sound.
would've hey, man, I
dynamic
care.
Stereo.
I care.
Like, I
You
don't
got the
give a shit
Beats
if it came
audio
with hard drop or fucking
speakers.
convertible. I didn't even realize it had a roof on it in the first place. I wasn't paying attention.
It
I'm just
didn't.
watching the show and I know they're the speeder. It's not like it's a Cadillac commercial. You can get this in the fucking convertible option. Like, who cares?
I do.
Not
I
buying
want
a
to know my
car.
options.
Like, you know that whoever wrote the encyclopedia thing was like fucking used to be a car salesman. It comes with a convertible or a hardtop. Like, really? So, we got through the Star Wars Impossible quiz. I think y'all each got one. And Garrison got one by accident.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go back and check the fucking stats on all the episodes and see like where we're at. Like, we haven't done a fucking
Dude, since you started doing him, I got
Yeah,
maybe 2. Like,
yeah. I don't make them that hard. You got more than 2. You got like 2 the other week. Like last week or the week before last, you got 2 that episode. So you got more than 2.
Oh.
Shit, by definition, at 10 a week, if you did 100 of them, accidentally y'all should at least get to 10%. Accidentally,
Wow, that
y'all
makes me
get at
feel
least
better.
10%. And I think y'all both doing better than that.
I got
Oh,
one.
jeez.
What's Bosk's ship's name?
Houndstooth.
What is the name of Bosk's ship?
That was the question Kyle gave us.
Fuck it. What is
It's
it?
called
The
the
hazel
Houndstooth.
tooth? Oh, houndstooth. It's the hazel tooth.
No, hound.
It's the hazelnut coffee.
Which I
creamer.
don't understand. I
A
didn't
hazelnut
understand why
coffee with the-
Boss named the shit the Houndstooth. What the fuck does that have to do with the fucking lizard people? You're a fucking lizard. You don't like dogs.
That's true.
They hate Wookiees, and that's the closest thing you're gonna get to a dog.
They got dogs in Star Wars.
Okay,
They
those
got-
slug-looking things
Yeah,
with
but they're
legs
not
does
like
not
dogs.
count.
Yeah, they're not dogs.
Them fucking things in Andor, them was dogs, sort of.
No,
they
they're
were
not.
like
They were in
fucking
Solo
wild boar
also.
dogs. They
Disgusting,
kind of look like a
creepy-
wild boar and a dog mixed together. It's still funny that EMO fucking shocks that motherfucker in episode 1.
Yeah.
When he was pissing on him. Yeah, he just shocks the shit out of him. That shit was funny. That's what I'm about to do, because I'm about to get this puppy. I'm about to get a shock collar. I'm going to shock the shit out of his ass. Piss in the house if you want to. I'm going to shock your balls off. Put an electrode
Jesus.
going from the thing back to his nuts.
Man, you got PETA knocking on your door. Jesus, Kyle.
All right.
Hey,
Well, it's time
every
for
single
my
dog that
Sunday
I've
morning
ever
poop.
owned except 2. Because I got 2 of the dumbest dogs in the history of time before. Like one, this fucker would go sit by the kitchen door every day. And I'd sit there in the chair every day and call his name and he'd smack his head on the fucking wall every fucking day. Like, this is the dumbest dog ever. And then a little bit, so I had a bulldog named Little Bit. The other dog was Chevy. He was an American bulldog. Then I got an old English bulldog. Her name was Lily. And I don't know if she was really smart or really stupid. Because she would lay by the doggy door. We had a doggy door. She would lay by the doggy door, but then she would get up, walk clear across the house, and go piss on the living room carpet. But you was just laying right by the doggy door. You know you're about to get your ass whooped for pissing on the carpet. So why would you get your ass up and just not go out the doggy door? You're laying right next to the doggy door. I could never get it. Like, so I don't know if she was just like, fuck y'all whoop me, I'm gonna piss on the carpet again. How about that, motherfucker? Or if she was just fucking too fat and lazy to walk her ass up to walk it. But then it was like, dude, you had to walk like 80 steps to get to the fucking living room to piss on the fucking floor of the living room. And literally it would have been easier for you to go out the doggy door. Just go outside and piss right there. 10 feet you could have been pissing. And so I don't know. I don't know if she was just like real spiteful and she remembered too well, like, I'm gonna keep pissing on this motherfucker. Every time y'all whoop me, I'm gonna piss on this motherfucker again. Or if she was like fucking just like nuts and just like stupid and just would walk in the living room and piss. Or if she was just too fat that she just didn't want to go outside. Because she was fat as shit. That dog was fat, like super fat. I made a short film about her going upstairs and how if she could overcome these stairs, you can overcome anything. I put it on Facebook. Because that's how fat this dog was. It'd take this dog 10 minutes to go up the stairs. Because how fat she was. She'd go up like 3 and have to rest for like 3 minutes and then go up like 3 more and then rest. And then she'd get like 6 and then she'd have to rest. And then finally she would get to the top.
Just a dog.
I'll show you the video. I'll show you all the video. It's on my personal fucking Facebook, my family Facebook. Well, I ain't got nothing else to talk about. You got anything else to talk about?
Nope.
I'm gonna talk about.
I'm good.
How right
like
now.
I said, it's time for my Sunday afternoon poop.
Sunday afternoon poop. Okay,
Dude,
well, I think that's it
don't
for
lie.
today.
Something hits different about a Sunday afternoon poop. Don't come at me.
I don't know. I don't think about my shits. I just take them. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever analyze taking a shit. You know what I'm saying?
For
Why
me,
you
there's
analyze taking a shit?
special. That's my me time. Okay.
That's all man's me time. Going to the bathroom, no kids is bothering you, no wife is bothering you, no nobody bother you in the bathroom when you're taking a shit. That's like the.
What you talking about, man? I get babe.
That's why it's called the fucking throne room. It's the only place in the
I
house
get
that a
annoyed.
man
The
is
kid on
actually
the
the
door?
king.
Daddy. Yeah, no, fuck off. I get that all the time. There's no such thing as a silent poop situation.
I'll tell you, I don't know about your kids and I don't know about your wife, but my wife and kids, I'm like, what do you want? Come in here. And then they come in here and smell that shit. And they never come back. They never came back. Never bothered me again. Come here and sit with
Take
me
notes,
for a minute.
CJ. Take notes.
What you need?
Start seeing them, make them sit in there the whole time. And smell it. They don't ever come back.
No,
no,
Come
see,
back
the
here.
green
Look at
and
me.
shit.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Come in here, damn it. I'm busy.
I ain't done yet. You asked the fucking question. You want the answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the short answer and just make them sit there in the bathroom with you for 10 minutes while you're just blowing it up. They don't come back after that. They leave you the fuck alone.
All right.
Okay, well, I think that's it for today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, bell notification button. You know, give this video a like, because, you know, tell everybody that we're doing some good shit over here. We try to have fun and laugh as much as possible. And we want to hear some of them comments. Come on, y'all. I need everybody to do something. Go to the webpage or go to on our Instagram or somewhere, or go to one of the podcast stations and rate the show and put tell people what you think about the show. I need something for the webpage because we only got like 3. Like Star Wars Audio Archive, I have hundreds, but 1,000 shit. Probably I got way more than that. I can't even look at all the emails on that shit. But we don't have none for Lightsaber Radio. There was 2 on Apple. We only had 2 out of all the things. We had 2 comments on Apple.
Come leave
And
us
it's
a
like,
review.
damn, man. So everybody go leave some. Just tell people what you think of the show so I can put it on the webpage. So when people go to the About Us, they can look at it.
Beautiful. All right.
But other than that, we're all done. Until next time, remember, stay outrageous and may the Force be with you.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. Lightsaber Radio is produced by Pickfilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Garrison Turcotte, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.